Ruby.
Going on. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We back with another show, man. What's
Yes,
up?
indeed. Yes, indeed. Man, last week was a phenomenal show. It was a phenomenal show last week because we got a chance to kind of tap into a lot of those foundational pieces of business.
Mm-hmm.
And this week, we looking to kind of build on that exact conversation. I believe, honestly, the conversation we had last week, coupled with a lot of the information that we're covering today, are true foundation setting business principled conversations. What's your thought on that?
Yeah, it's conversations that need to be had that you don't really hear about often. We're talking about the realness and the truth of business and building an empire, because you got to talk about the real stuff, not just the cute things. You know what I'm saying? The popular things. You can't get to that part if your foundation ain't set up right. That's what we was talking about last week. We was talking about. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm listening.
We was talking about the value of finding the right partner, the value of finding somebody that's not good at doing the same thing you're good at. Because, people tend to say, look, man, I want to start a business with my friend. He's been my friend all my life. She's been my friend all my life. I think, they start with the I think they're good at this. I think they're good at that. But truthfully, your thoughts is wrong. They're not really good at it. You don't have to build businesses with friends. You got to build businesses with people that's assets to the business that you're about to start. Just because they've been your friends for 20 years don't mean they make a good business partner. It don't mean they're good at doing the things you're not good at, So it's good to do business with people that brings value to what you're trying to do and not just trying to build business because y'all friends. Just because y'all friends don't mean y'all good business partners. And I think people tend to always do business with people that they cool with, they comfortable with. The person's not going to push them, you know what I'm saying? That's the worst part, actually. It's not the best part.
Facts.
Because you're not really going to get busy. Y'all going to be chilling, hanging out, talking about shit 20 years ago, 10 years ago. I ain't getting busy, man. Y'all good at the same thing. Y'all both trying to be shining stars. Y'all both trying to be the face of the company. Who doing the dirty work? Who doing the computer work? That's what we highlighted last week. But go ahead, man. I cut you off first.
Nah, man, that was good stuff. Thank you for cutting it off. We needed to hear that. Listen, my name is Byron, real estate investor out of Houston, Texas, primarily focused on the wholesale space, do a little bit of creative finance, fix and flip, new construction, new to the build to rent space and development space. And boy, when I tell you I'm excited about it, when I tell you I'm excited about it, it's not enough words to even express how excited I am to get the opportunity to not only play in the dirt, right? But what I realized, and what I'm realizing real quick is that I believe, right? Mark my word today on this here, I believe I'm going to be the conduit for a lot of new investors looking to develop ideas that they've created into their mind. They said to themselves, man, I would love to build a little small community. I would love to build a little tiny house community. I would love to build an affordable living community or group home or anything, bro. I would love to do that, but I have no idea who I need to talk to get from point A to point B. Why I need to talk to this person to get from point A to point B. I feel like companies that the company I'm looking to develop will be able to help people go 100% from start to finish and getting that done. And I believe that the person who normally would have set that dream on the shelf, they're not going to have to sit it on the shelf anymore, because it's going to be companies out there with integrity that have extreme know-how, experience, and expertise, and can help deliver a finished package from start to finish. And I'm excited about being a part of some other folks' journeys just as much as I am about being a part of mine. And I think that is going to be dope, because what I'm realizing something, and I was on the phone yesterday. And it was a lead that came in that wants to partner up on some land over in Fifth Ward. You know, that's my favorite place.
Mm-hmm.
In the partnership conversation about this land piece, I also found out why they were open to partner. Heartbreaking situation. The reason they are willing to partner is because they ran out of money on a construction deal, because they've been through 3 different contractors, bro. 3. Building a church, right? And you got some contractors that ran off with money. You got some contractors that said promise the sky, but you know, they had a heavy promise but a low deliver. You had contractors that just ended up stopping, and now they're in a situation where the bank is not willing to release any money until a lien release is paid to the previous contractor who left disgruntled. And I can only imagine what happened. You go through the first contractor, they steal the money. You get your second contractor. Now you overly aggressive with the new contractor, so you don't pay him nothing. And now he got to file a lien, because now you doing bad business because they doing bad business. You don't trust nobody. Nobody trusts nobody. The bank say pause.
That's a long process too. How long they been paused?
Bruh, they've been working on this project for the last 3 or 4 years.
Whoa.
In construction.
Well, I'm about to say, well, at least they got a good interest rate, but that's a long time.
Bro, it's a hell of a L. And I say that to say this, bro. Listen, it's a lot of contractors that just scamming, bro. Builders.
That's majority of the business, though.
Yeah, that's
because
the majority.
Most contractors are not business people.
Not business people.
No, they just do work.
Yeah, they just do the work. And you know, it's funny, Al is on here now, man, and we were talking about, you know, we were having a mastermind in the office, bro. It was crazy. Me, Al, Brian, you know, I love to have those. And you listening to successful people vent, you know what I'm saying? Because success, what I realized, right? People who have had a whole lot, you know, some success throughout life, those people rarely have a space to vent, because any other circle you get into, they're gonna feel like you bragging. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so
another thing, their problems be like massive, and you be like, you thought you had crazy problems. Your problem ain't nothing compared to that shit.
Yeah. You talk about $250,000, $500,000 problems, bro. It's different problems.
And you was tripping about a $10,000 problem.
Yeah.
Different level.
It's different levels. But yeah, go ahead and introduce yourself. Sorry for the long intro. I just wanted to get that off my chest, man. And I really want to kind of build part of this conversation off that conversation, because, bro, these are the foundational pieces.
Yeah. Man, before the intro, man, that's some grays in your beard, bro.
Yeah, it's probably a couple of them in there, bro. But them been there, though, man. Them ain't new, man.
I just noticed it, bro.
They been with me, man. They been with me for a while now, man. We family.
You got a few grays, man.
Yeah, just a few of them.
My beard almost connected. It's almost there.
Yeah. A little bit more faith. Yeah, put a little bit more faith on it, man. It may.
I just been working on it 4 years now, you know?
Yeah.
Since I quit my job, I just never cut it down to the skin. Because, you know, when I was working, I had to shave it
piece
all
it
off.
up. Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
I think I'm doing all right though.
Yeah,
What's your
yeah,
thing?
yeah.
What's your thoughts? Put it in the
You
comments.
on
What's your
you.
thoughts about the beard? They're coming together. But
Yeah.
good morning, O'Neill Parker, real estate investor, entrepreneur out of Lafayette, Louisiana. Been in real estate since 2016, full-time entrepreneur 2020, do all things real estate. Love passive income, love rentals. I also have a mentorship teaching people how to leverage where they are in life to get wealth in real estate. That's me. That's funny, Lady B. That's funny. You know, some people got good genes, man. My daddy got a nice beard. But, you know,
Yours
I
is a
don't know.
little bit more of a struggle, huh?
They say a lot of the hair things come from your mom. Dad.
So you saying she got you?
My mom, dad ain't had no beard. Yeah, good head though.
Get at her.
Yeah,
Amen.
good head though. Yeah.
Amen.
We got a lot of bill on, man. We got a lot to bill on the conversation, man. I
We do.
wonder if Al gonna hop in, man.
Yeah, that'd be dope, man. We
lot
had a
of people on.
dope conversation, man. Dope conversation yesterday, man. Al, if you want to pull up, man, you know, I don't want to put nobody business out there, you know. So it was a dope conversation, man. But anyway, Al, I mean, in this situation, right? We got, you know, the church, they struggling. So we're looking to not only, huh?
Y'all gonna be the fourth contractor with the church?
We looking to be the fourth contractor on the church to get the job done, right? We want to get the job done. What up, Al?
Complete.
What up? What up? What up? What
What's
up?
Al?
Man,
Y'all
you in
good?
office early, man. What
Hey,
time
man.
you get to the office?
I'm in office late at 6. 5:30 is on time. I just gotta
Ooh.
start.
5:30?
Yeah, I gotta start getting back up at 4:30 though, so I can get my workout in and be at the office by 6, man.
Wow.
Yeah, cheat code, right? I tell
Yeah.
everybody this. Cheat code. Hopefully people listen to this. I'm gonna get this game early.
Ooh.
What time you go to sleep?
I try to be in bed by 10, bro. That's late. My deal is
So
this, right? You said what?
I think we need to talk about that because a lot of people want to be entrepreneurs and they want to build some shit, but they want to wake up at 9, man. They want to wake up at 8:30.
It depends on what you're working on. It depends on your field. But for me, I have clarity in the morning. I ain't getting a lot of emails. My staff not coming in the office. Contracts ain't calling me with issues. So I look like this. In 2 hours, I can probably get done what people it take people 4 hours to get done. So, but we'll just say it's 2 hours. If I'm at the office 2 hours before everybody, and I do that 5 days a week, that's an additional 10 hours worth of productivity. And if I do that 4 times a month, that's a whole extra work week. So if I'm getting an extra 400, if I'm getting an extra 40 hours a month to reinvest into something productive, whether it's my health, whether it's reading my Bible, listening to scripture, or doing some productive stuff or some critical thinking in the work, into my work, my outcomes are going to be much greater and elite than others. And so, I'm very conscious of that. When people wake up in the morning, the first thing they do is look at the reels and
social media.
Yeah, social media. And then you look up, you've been looking at that shit for 30 minutes and you're still in the bed. Right? I didn't shit, shower, brush my teeth, and I'm gone. Right? So, that's discipline though, man. And sometimes I struggle with it. Everybody got their temptation. I might watch a couple reels. I might slip once or twice a month, but then I gotta, hold myself to going, 5, 6 days, 7 days to where I'm just locked in and I'm not doing those things. Yeah.
That's a big thing. What time you wake up, Byron?
Oh, bro, it's nothing. I'm with Al. Nah, bro. I'm with Al, bro. I'm gonna be up, bro. I'm gonna be up. Every now and then, I sleep in on the weekends. If I'm hanging out with the lady, I'm intentional with that. A lot of times, that's just honestly, it depends. Like if I'm just kicking it with the missus, I'm gonna do the things that she
want to do.
Yeah. I'm gonna do the things she want to do.
Lay down a little late, watch the movies.
All of the things. You know what I'm saying?
And you got to do that. And notice I said Monday through Friday. The weekends I've earned the right to sleep in. I've earned the right to kick it and do whatever my wife want to do. Because she let me grind Monday through Friday. So the weekends is what you want to do, baby.
Absolutely.
That's a
But
big thing, man.
I like the fact that you, number one, I heard a couple things in that. You're getting a good night's sleep, right? So you're not over driving yourself. I know there's been a lot of controversy around pushing yourself too much. I think when you're younger, you probably pull that off. You know, you early 20s, you could probably, not get a whole bunch of sleep and still be productive. I think when you get older, you realize, even when you're younger, I think it's just good to get I believe it's just better to get high quality sleep when you can. Because life is going to throw a whole bunch of stuff at you. But I do like a couple things you mentioned. It was getting work done when it's not a lot of people around.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
That's peaceful. That's peaceful too.
Boy, speak on it, though.
And people, when your phone ain't ring, boy, you got to realize how distracted you get from actually a task when your phone keep ringing.
Boy,
and you got to answer. I forget what I was doing before.
But I'm gonna tell you, by the 8 o'clock, man, it don't stop, man. It's from 8 to 8, bro.
And it's all needs
with questions and problems.
Questions and problems
all day, bro.
Yeah,
all day.
Putting fires out.
Mixed with some drama. You like,
and guess what? None of them care about your problems.
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying?
Not a lick.
I'm about to start doing it. I think I might start next week, man.
I'm telling you, man, bro, it's a game changer, bro.
That's a fact.
My income doubled last year, right? I'm telling you, I really started doing it heavy in 2023, bro. And we talking about elite results. So that's just kind of what I'm rocking with, man. We got a lot of.
So what do you think was those key factors for you doubling the income last year?
Focusing on the main things, right? Focusing on things that yield the highest return, and putting my energy and effort and focus into those things. In the insurance space, and we know that market has been and still is extremely volatile. My income doubled, and that's not easy to do. Part of it has to go with expansion and open up other locations. Part of it has to do with, the right people, the right culture, the right fit, and the right seat doing the right things. Has just yielded some exponential results, man. And so we're looking to build on that. But when you start doubling that type of income, now it's time to okay, well, you have to do some things differently. And I think that kind of really, that's why I got on the call today. Actually, I thought it was a really interesting topic. But think about it. You start making some M's as your net, things change quickly, and you have to change with it. So now you have to invest in things that give you depreciation or offset that income, but you also have to be forward thinking and say, I need to flip this money too via a capital gain play. And I'm not talking, when I say flip, I'm not talking about fixing flips, because that just add to your problems. I'm thinking long term. I'm thinking development. I'm thinking capital appreciation through appreciation, because we brought the dirt right, you build it right, and then you sell some and you keep some, right?
You open to kind of breaking down, the development play we got going on.
Well,
and what attracted you to that play? I know we're
on a contract now. We can talk about it. You know me, man. I don't like to talk about nothing unless it's on contract. And to be fair to the audience, we got to do our feasibility. There's no guarantee we're going to even do that development, right? But we got 20,000 square foot of lots. We I would say conservatively can build 12 townhomes on them, 3-story. It's in 5th Ward, facing downtown. Here's my concerns, what we need to find out, right? We're doing our architect let us know if we need to do a new phase 1 based on environmental study phase 1. He's going to let us know if we need to do another one, because I believe the last one was done in 2020, Byron, or was it 2017? I think 2020.
Yeah.
And so he's going to let us know if we need to do another one of those. But my concern is the drainage. When you putting all those doors there, What if they say, you know what, connected to the main water line, the pipe's 4 inches, but now with all those doors, you got to go to 6 inches, and you got to replace or 8. That changes the whole dynamics of the play. That makes you evaluate whether it's even worth doing, depending on the cost it takes to replace pipe to expand it. And the city is saying you tapping in our water line, so hey, you might need to expand the pipe so it don't impact the other people. So it's interesting. So we got to see that. And then parts of Fifth Ward was impacted by the railroad yard that has like a cancer cluster. Now, our lots that we're looking to acquire, it's not by the railroad yard, but it's right by the railroad. But the interesting thing is a prominent, I won't call them a developer. They just partner with a lot of developers. Urban Living has about 40. They probably got about 40,000.
About a 40,000 square foot lot.
Yeah, they about 40,000. So they may be able to put 18 to 24 homes on it, right? Depending on how big they make them. We don't really know. We haven't seen their plans. But I like the fact that they're going first, and we kind of share the same lot. We just have 1/3, and they have 2/3, right? But we got a better view. So, I'm just like, hey, man, let's just do our due diligence over these next 30 to 60 to make sure we can build. 2, can we build what we want to build? And then 3, what does the comps tell us so we can reverse engineer and see where we need to be at our cost per square foot to make sure the economics are mapped in the way it needs to map and that the deal pencils. So it's a interesting deal, and it's something that I'm going to do a lot more of in the near future. And I think with the product that we build, we can have some significant equity in each door. And it's kind of like, okay, depending on the cost of money, how many can we keep and how many do we have to sell? And I think Byron and I are aligned that if we can sell, not if, how many do we have to sell to pay off the ones that we want to keep? And then the ones that we want to keep, we're going to get appreciation. And the only debt we have is insurance. Well, the only expenses we have are property taxes and insurance. And that'll be rather nice cash flow for someone to live in a high quality area. Byron may actually want to live in one of these, it may be my weekend home. Who knows? I don't know what I'm gonna do with mine, but so we're trying to figure that out. That's the fun part of it,
Nice. So what make you want to actually do the deal though? What made you interested in doing the deal?
Well, a couple of things. One is being intentional and letting people know what you want to do. I've been telling Byron, like, hey man, 2024, I'm ready to start building some stuff, right? And I wouldn't call this development. This ain't development, right? Because I want to make sure people understand the difference between the two. These are infill lots. They already have water. They already have sewage. They already have, they already have the things that you need, roads and stuff like that. We're not having to do any of that. We don't have to do any city planning and stuff like that. It's just, hey, what do we want to build? How much is it going to cost? Do we got to expand the pipes to connect to the water line and go from 4 inches to 6 or 8? I'm hoping it can stay at 4, so that obviously that makes the margins way better than having to replace that stuff. And then what's the runoff? How long is the footage to get to the water? To tap into the water line. So it's a lot of things. We're waiting to see. We're waiting on title commitments and things of that nature. Oh, B, by the way, hopefully they got them today or tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm hoping so too. She sent me actually a title policy on another property that I'm selling. I'm actually in the process of selling it. She sent me that pretty quick. So she don't mess around, bro. Like as soon as she get it, she be happy to send it.
Okay. Yeah, but to answer your question, so I was being intentional about letting people know, hey man, I'm ready to play ball in 2024. And I understood that my investment strategy had to change. A lot of people that know what I do, I buy a lot of commercial properties and I'm real big on triple net leases, right? And I'll still do that, but right now money's very costly. And there's a disconnect with the value sellers perceive their property's worth versus the value buyers see that they're worth. So it's kind of like you got to walk a fine line, because you got to buy some assets to get the depreciation and just make sure they cash flow a little bit. And then when money gets cheaper, your cash flow will increase. But then you also have to think long term, like, you start developing a building and taking that risk, and you time it right, because money's going to get cheaper. We all know this. So it's a great time to be finding lots and building. So by the time you're done building, you're in a more favorable interest rate environment, which means you're going to have more buyers that can buy your product. And when there's more buyers than demand, the price goes up. It's pure economics. So I study money for a living, man. So I know when money gets cheaper, things go up in value, because there's more money in circulation. There's more money in supply. And so knowing that, it's great to build when money's costly, because if you can project it right, and it starts getting a whole lot cheaper, that price starts escalating. And so we got a shortage of housing, and and money's getting cheaper. You can't help to win if you're the seller.
Facts. And it's funny, we were talking to the Antonio was talking to the architect yesterday, and he's actually thinking he could squeeze 13 or 14. So
I can't wait to see the plans. That's even more exciting, baby. The more the merrier. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed.
So that lot you have is a little bit under a half acre, huh?
What's the acre?
43,000 square feet.
How many?
Yeah.
43,000 square feet.
Yeah, it's under a half.
Yeah, and we're looking to pick up the other little piece. If we pick up that piece, we definitely gonna be in that half zone.
And that's a big lot. That's considered a big lot where you're at, right?
Yeah,
and it's a corner lot. I think it's important. Like, it's a tricky deal, man, because one, I'm like, do they really want to sell? Because how do you have your stuff listed on hard, but the information to contact you, I mean, was it inaccurate? I mean, it was kind of
yeah. It was a Google address. It wasn't a real address, because the real address is not. You couldn't find it by the real address, so they just put a like a fake address that works for the Google.
Man. It was weird, and then you got 3 lots, one 10,000, one 5,000, the other 5,000, and you got 3 sellers. And most people don't want to mess with all those sellers, so we had to really negotiate through someone's conduit that was representing the other 2 sellers. We really had to negotiate with 3 people.
Yeah.
And 2 of them we didn't even talk to. He talking for them, and then he agreed to something, and then they come change it or have an issue about this, and then he ain't available to sign, so put the other seller on. So it took us 3-4 weeks to get this on the contract?
Oh yeah.
It took a while. Yeah, it took a while, man. So now we on the contract, and we're just doing our due diligence, bro.
That's it.
So that's 3 different sellers. So it's three different sellers with lots next to each other to make one big lot.
Correct. And we put all the lots are contingent upon us getting them all on the contract, because we can't buy one without the others, right? So we had to make sure they were all on the same page.
Can you speak to that real quick? Because I really want to give some people some game on this, because we really set this deal up phenomenally. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm really proud of the way that we kind of put it together, because we use limited creative finance. We use the cash play. And we also set ourselves up to be able to do some phenomenal due diligence. And I think a lot of people discount that due diligence piece way too much, because you getting ready to you thinking you finna do some development, and you finna get yourself into a massive headache and gonna be sitting on some property that ain't worth what you think it is. But so can you kind of speak to some of the creative finance plays we put in here? Plus,
well, so I won't take credit for the creative finance play. That was really your idea on that, B. But so we got 3 lots. We wrote it to where the 10,000 square foot lot, I would pay for that cash. The second lot, we will get that covered in 4 months. And then the third lot, we will have them. At first, it was going to be a lease option. And the reason Byron was like, I think a lease option makes the most sense, is because that would allow us to do our due diligence on that corner lot, because we got to do our due diligence on it, right? which makes sense. But I'm just like, man, there got to be a better way to do this. And then I even consulted my attorney. He said, what I would do is just probably do a purchase agreement that allows you to do the feasibility. You don't have any concerns, and future date it for a year. I said, damn, you're right. I said, so, I wrote it up and I changed it. Why do a lease option? We can add so what we end up doing was adding they're charging like $500 a month for that lot, but that's just to cover their property taxes. So what we end up doing was saying, fine, we'll add that on the sales price and we'll pay that at closing. So now we got that lot tied up for a whole year. We'll be able to do all the due diligence that we want to on all 3 lots within 60 days, which will give us the data that we need to make a decision whether this is a development we're going to do or not.
And how long they gave us to do that? How long did they give us to hold on to that land?
Well, we really have 18 months. We did it to where for
Jesus.
a year, we would purchase it within a year, but we can extend it for another 6 months, which will add another $3,000 to the sales price, which is equivalent to $500 a month for the lease. And if we end up closing earlier, then that sales price is going to go down because it's prorated on a monthly basis. We just initially added $6,000 to the sales price to give us more time.
I want to speak on why us. First of all, we set up a creative finance play where we extended out that time, so we not having to pay all of this money, because the land total, I think, is worth close to $500,000, right?
Correct.
But we're not having to come out of pocket to pay all of that up front. And why are we doing that? Al, you mind kind of breaking down why? Number one, why it's important to do that. And why are we doing it?
I mean, cash flows. Well, here's my perspective, and you may want to add on to it, but you don't want to just have $500,000 in the dirt. So that gives us time from a cash flow standpoint. I think we had to pay one lot cash because it's kind of weird. There's 3 sellers. They brought them in different entities, but they kind of brought them together, and they want to be able to give or have some type of disbursement to all the sellers. And so I got some cash sitting idle, and I know after the feasibility, if there's no issues, I know I'm gonna be able to get that initial cash investment for half the lots back, and we can eventually there's so many finance plays that we can do to do building on it. But again, we have to move fast. That's part of the reason we were able to get their price significantly down, right? In addition, people may not know, but I actually have a real estate license. So I was able to say, listen, I'm not even charging 3%. Take that off the sales price, lower that shit. And they did. So we actually end up getting it to where it was really, they didn't want to go any lower. And I'm good at what we got the lots for, because we're looking right around the corners, man. Lots are going for a lot more, and they're not as big as ours. And we got a corner lot. So I think paying cash for 2 lots gave us more time to really have a delayed closing on the 2 lots is really one. One lot's 10,000 square feet, but that gave us 4 months to delay on the 3rd lot. And it gave us a whole nother 12 to 18 months to delay on the 4th lot, which is the corner lot. That gives us time to do all our feasibility. It gives us time to do our design plans, architectural drawings, MEPs. If we need, we're going to need some MEPs, civil. We get to do all of that stuff, have the whole thing planned out, and then we can make the determination when we want to buy lot 4. But it doesn't impact when we start building at all. We can really build on lot 4 before we even close on it, because the seller is better for them. Well, who's going to build on some stuff and then not pay for it? Because I mean, shit, it's worth way more than what they initially had it, because it's just raw land. So that's just kind of my 2 cents on it. If I'm leaving out some other incentives, let me know. But that gives us flexibility to build what we want when we want, and how we want, and buying that land later.
It's beautiful. What I like about it is it gives us the ability to do our due diligence, all of the city work without being out of a whole bunch of money, in land, money just sitting in the dirt. It's no problem with money sitting in the dirt. I got a lot of money sitting in dirt right now. But that was those, I got the deals at phenomenal prices, just like this one. And so I don't mind money sitting in the dirt, but it's always better sitting in an account, because a lot of times the banks don't acknowledge the money that you have sitting in the dirt, right? And so, this is going to probably be anywhere between a $5 and $6 million deal total, when it's all said and done. And so us being able to do all of our proper due diligence, I mean, we vetting every little bitty piece of this deal, we now have the time to do that. That is powerful. A lot of times people think, man, look, you just gonna pick a piece of land and build on it. It does not work that way. It does not work that way. And especially don't work that way in Houston. And so you need to do double and triple due diligence on all of the pieces. Let me tell you the pieces you need to worry about right now. You got to worry about the drainage. You heard Al speak on the drainage. So how do we find out we may have a drainage issue? Well, we was talking to the previous realtor. The previous realtor told us that it may be some drainage issues on this property. That's why the last buyer backed out. So we got our architect to go help with the feasibility piece, and he's going to find out more information as to why that was and what we need to do to mitigate that, right? Then you have a rainwater issue. How are you going to set up your retention? Is the retention going to take your numbers out, right? You got to find this out. You got to have some type of way to get stormwater on that property. Away from your property, right? And no telling what that's going to, change in impact fees and different things of that nature. Another thing you got to worry about, we got cancer clusters. We right by, we got a plastics. Listen to me now. I'm finna help somebody. We got a plastic plant right across the street that's been there for a whole bunch of years. So now we got to go through and look at our environmental study to make sure that those plastics ain't cause nobody turn nobody into no X-Man. Yeah. We don't want to turn nobody into an X-Man or a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Yeah. We need to find that out, right? So all of these are the types of things you want to find out before you start getting into all of this building, because if you don't, you're in a situation where either
build a product nobody wants,
or not even worse, because they gonna probably want it. But what if the city tell you need to, do some type of clean of this land before you build 12 to 14 houses on it, because it may cause somebody cancer or lead
that clean
poisoning.
May be 50, 60,000. You didn't even know about it.
Exactly.
That could kill the deal.
Exactly.
I do like that y'all not tied to the deal.
No, that's the feasibility, man.
That's what I like.
Break that down.
Well, my uncle is, has always shared, that's tie the deal up. That's the most important thing. Your due diligence is going to direct your path. And what I mean by that is we find some stuff that's unsavory, then we renegotiate the price if it doesn't make our deal pencil, right? And that's really important. Another thing I like, I think Dr. O put that in there, land is not an asset, right? You can't, it's just not. And so we don't want all of our cash in the dirt, but once we have time to do our due diligence and we know what we're going to build, that now allows us to go to a bank. We still got plenty of cash in reserves. So we're like, okay, we got cash to do this project. This is our architectural designs. These are our MEP designs. These are our simple, I don't want to say designs, but this is what the civil engineers say we can and can't do. This is our permitting process. This is our whole plan to do this from start to finish, from draw schedule 1 or draw schedule whatever. Now the bank's more inclined to say, damn, they got an architect, they got engineering, they got plans, they got a site map, they've done all the due diligence, plus they have cash reserves. Now they're gonna ask how many homes have you built. Well, I'll be honest, this is my first deal. However, Brian has built homes, and then Antonio, he builds homes. That's all he does is build homes. So this is something that I think really helps all of us, because financially I got a lot of cash, but I don't have building experience. Byron has some, but Antonio has the most, and then we got a great architect that does development. He develops for his own stuff too. So now that's what having a team is like. And now once we do all of our due diligence, the lot that we did pay cash for, we'll be able to get some of that out or spread that across the other two lots, right? And start building. And now we're in the phase of, we got time now to shop for the best financing deal, because we don't have to buy lot 2 for another 4 months, and we don't have to buy the corner lot for another 12 to 18 months. So we got time to do all of our due diligence. Hell, maybe even wait for rates to get a little better before we even ink the deal.
Facts.
So I like that a lot.
Guess what else I was able to pick up? Oh, look at that right there, man. That's a beautiful joint right there.
You gotta back it up, man. That's a droid, not a droid. What you call it?
Can't see that. What is that? Oh, that's a drone.
Byron, you gotta work that.
I like them toys.
You're not gonna lose it, huh?
Man, I hope not, man. I buy another one. It's all good, bro. Losing them joints. They be losing them, man. I got the drone joint so I can be looking at this land properly, and I can look at everything around what's going on. And so
with that land, you can be restricted because they're plant. They're not gonna allow you to fly no drone over here, huh?
Oh no! I don't ask for permission. I ask for forgiveness. Yeah. With that kind of stuff, I ain't knocking on no doors for that. I'm just gonna be flying it until they tell me, hey man, you can't be doing that right there.
Yeah, because I'm sure.
How far is the plastic plant for
that plastic plant is on the other side of the tracks.
Okay, so it's not that. So I know if you get in a certain distance, it's a problem. Like
yeah,
working
and I don't know if they are manufacturing plastics, right? Or they are a hub for a plastic manufacturer. I don't know, but we're gonna find out.
Yeah, that's gonna be your new neighbors.
Yeah.
I got a question for y'all, man. Since we talking about building a business empire, before y'all even got into entrepreneurship, once y'all decided like I want to be an entrepreneur, what was y'all dreams and goals where y'all want to be in, let's just say 10 to 15 years? Because a lot of people don't, they got dreams or they want to be things, but first they don't know how to start. They don't know how to find the right people to help them, or they just don't never get started. So what was y'all vision when y'all first wanted to be an entrepreneur? Like where y'all thought y'all would go? What y'all thought y'all would be doing?
When you say vision, you talking about income? You talking about what you were doing for a living?
Just everything. Like, man, in 10 years, I want to be making $2 million. I want to be driving this. I want to be driving that. I want to be married. I want to have this. I want to be, make sure, things like that. Because once you start thinking those things, that's when you really start, man, I got to get to it. I got to get to work. I need to put myself in these right rooms. I need to take this stuff serious. A lot of people want things, but they don't never actually take action on it.
Well, I've always had a passion for real estate, because when I was a high school senior, my uncle, as a graduation gift, gave me Rich Dad Poor Dad. And I read the book and just fell in love with it. And it just changed the way that I even looked at stuff. I've always been an elite student, but I had trouble just paying attention, because I'm like, man, these teachers talking about some bullshit right now, right? But I know that was something that was important. My mom was to go to college and finish, so I did. And I had my GPA wasn't bad. It was like a 3.3, but I probably should have graduated with damn near 4.0. I was really an elite student. However, it's really hard to pay attention into classes that they're making you take to get a degree plan that you don't have interest in, or you really have an entrepreneur mindset, but they're just teaching you, I don't know, they're just teaching you how to get a job, and that's really not your end focus. Now, I also want to make sure, though, I transitioned into entrepreneurship. My brother and I came from nothing, man. My mom didn't even own a home. We grew up in a single parent household. I didn't have a great relationship with our dad. So we never lived with him. And so, you when you come from nothing, you say, well, I got to at least get some stability and let me build up a nest egg acquire some more skill sets before I make that transition. And naturally, because I wanted to be a real estate investor and start building and developing stuff. So for me, I was like, okay, well, I can get a job, make good money and just, buy single family homes. That's kind of what I wanted to do, be a cash flow investor, because that was about getting out of the rat race.
And you knew that in high school? You say your senior year in high school?
I knew that going into college, that I want to get a high-paying job and start buying single-family homes to get me out of the rat race. That's what my ideal of being an entrepreneur was. So I got my real estate license. I said, well, shit, I'm going to be buying these homes. Shit, let me get paid to buy them too. That just made sense. So I got my real estate license my senior year in college. So I've had that down there, going almost 20 years. I should be done doing CEs, to be honest with you. Anyways, so I knew that I wanted to get a job so that I can buy real estate so that I can eventually get out of the rat race. And then, after being in corporate America for 5 or 6 years, I'm like, damn, this don't take too long, right? I need to do something quickly. And I went through 3 or 4 different, reorganizations to where I didn't know if I was gonna have a job or not. And so I said, man, I need to pivot. And so I opened up an income tax business, did that for 3 or 4 years. And I was making good money, but it wasn't life-changing money. It was money to buy a house here, maybe buy a house there. But then you got to have cash reserves for the next tax season. So I looked at it as like, hey, you up from January to April, you're up. But then after that, things change. They change quickly. So then I kind of pivoted and say, well, what's the next move for me? And then looking at the insurance opportunity just made a whole lot of sense. To be able to do something once and continue to earn the same amount if you can service a customer well and things of that nature. So insurance is a principle that I believe in because it's very similar to real estate and a subscription-based model to where you're getting something over and over again. You get one tenant, you keep that tenant happy. Ideally, they should pay rent every single month. And we know things happen, life happens, but it's the same thing in insurance. You get customers, you service them well, they have a loss of job or whatever, and that's going to be lost revenue because they can't pay the insurance. Same thing in real estate. So those were 2 principles that I believe in when it comes to building wealth. And so that's kind of what made me transition into being an entrepreneur and not just a real estate entrepreneur. It just so happens now that it puts me in a position to just buy more real estate. And so now I'm in a position that, every year I'm looking to buy assets to generate more income. I'm looking to do things to have my staff make more money and invest in them. So it's really a blessing just to be in a position that I'm in. And it's taken years to get here. Like, this is not overnight. I've been doing insurance for almost 11 years. I went to agency school for 10 months, so almost 12 years. I've been doing this since September 2012. So it'll make 12 years this September. So I had to put all of my real estate aspirations on hold for 5 years. Literally, I didn't buy any real estate besides my primary home. I didn't buy any real estate until 2020 during COVID. And then I aggressively stopped buying doors. When I say aggressively, 40 to 50 a year. But sometimes to speed up, you got to slow down. And that's something that I just have to learn from experience. When you try to do 3, 4 things at once, you're average at best at all of them. And that's pushing it. You're probably going to be poor at 2 and average at 1. So that's just kind of my mindset on it, man. And so that's worked. And now, I'm in a position to where I can take risks because I have several cash flowing businesses that can hold me over until the market gets better. And that's when you see some investors go belly up, or builders that can't finish projects, is because they don't have any other income outside of that. That's their main, and they don't have anything to hold them through a bad market. And right now, when money is very costly, it lowers the amount of people that can buy your product. And so I understand that. And so I'm blessed and humble to be in a position that I am, and understand that, these next 5 years are really, really important to some things that I just want to accomplish long term.
Wow.
I like that, man. I like that. What about you, Byron?
What's that in terms of real estate?
Nah, just the vision that you had when you got that vision of, man, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to live my life on my own terms. When did that click? And like, where did you expect yourself to be in the next 5 years, 10 years, 11 years? what made you want to be an entrepreneur? What made you want to be like, I'm gonna go ahead and do this thing? And what kind of vision did you have for yourself where you're gonna be?
Funny, man. I've always wanted to build stuff. Always. I've always wanted to build stuff. I was fearful about building stuff because I just didn't have the capital, right? And you know that, unfortunately, but fortunately, when you get into the space of development, it is a space. I'm not going to say you need to have capital, but I think it makes everything a whole lot easier when you got some working capital to kind of build on. You got some working expertise to kind of build on, because it's a lot of moving parts. And unfortunately, the development space, there's a ton of stingy energy, right? Nobody is out here educating on the pitfalls of development like they are in wholesaling or like they are in any of the other spaces. So that's another reason why I'm glad to be here, because I'm going to I'm gonna give you the insiders. But I've always wanted to build stuff. I'll be honest with you. Oh, I was talking to Brian, matter of fact, at the office the other day, and I was telling him, man, I really feel like, bro, for the first time in a long time, I feel like everything that I'm doing right now is in perfect alignment with my vision, bro, that I had even as a child.
Yeah.
Bro, like this right here, what I'm doing right now, bro,
Living a dream.
I feel so in line, bro. And when I go out there, bro, I get the opportunity to go play in the dirt. We got multiple millions of dollars in pre-development going on right now. Close to 10 million, right? And then I'm constantly getting calls and things. I'm not gonna say it's easy, bro. It's not easy, but I'm in flow. And what I mean by that is I'm receiving calls and opportunities. Matter of fact, I'm receiving information and opportunity. I was talking to Al. Again, we be having the masterminds at the office sometime after we finish work. And Al put me on a genius idea and concept. I need everybody to take out their pens and papers right now, because this is genius. It's a genius play. And so Al was talking about how, he's working another development deal. I think it's like six houses. I don't mean to put your business out there, but I'm really just trying to share this.
Let's say this, because let's use general terms.
General terms.
Specific.
What
I mean by that, number of lots, number of acreage, because there's another party involved, and I want to be respectful, but I think it's really I think it's good to share with people how you protect your interests when you're looking at doing a development deal, and things can be a little dicey or a little tricky,
especially with healthcare.
Yeah. So you will go ahead. You can go ahead. I'm just
I just wanted to put out there the play, and I think everybody should write this down.
Okay.
Healthcare play, right? If you're looking to get into the healthcare specifically, his attorney put him on some game I think everybody needs to pay attention to. And it was the lease play. My Jesus. Listen to me. If you
was my ideal. That was
your idea. Okay, that wasn't
an attorney credit when he thinks
but this is you.
This is you. Contract. But no, the lease play was my deal, right? But so I'll just say this. Imagine having an opportunity to partner on a development deal, and you are developing a community that serves a need for healthcare, right? And the healthcare. And it's healthcare, but because we don't want to get too specific, because obviously we can drill down. But it really has to do with serving either youth, or it has to do with serving elderly. I'm in the financial service arena. The last thing that I want to do is have a partnership that serves both of those demographics when it comes to care. Okay? Because if something goes wrong, that's not good PR for what I do for a living. that can impact what I do for a living. So I don't want no parts of that. However, those operating entities will be occupying the assets that will be built. So how do you protect yourself from, how do you make sure that you can participate in the upside but limit the downside? And so if you own the land, then you got the plan. And so one thing that we're looking at doing is developing a structure to where we can participate in the upside and not have the downside. And when I say the downside, I'm talking about litigation and bad PR downside. If one youth does something to another youth, right, physically, emotionally, and it's just bad PR, or an employee takes advantage of a youth, or an employee takes advantage of an elderly person, people get sued for that stuff, and they get sued often, and that's something I don't want to be a part of. However, I do like the upside of what these particular business models can yield. So what we came up with, and what I thought of, was like, well, if I own the land, just pay me via land lease, period. Kind of like you have the rancher that owns the land, then you have the oil operator that is doing the fracking. So that oil operator has to pay the ranch owner, the lease owner, a lot of money to frack on their land, right? Because it's just a lot of risk that goes involved with that. And if something blows up, the landowner does not want to be litigated for something that the operator did. So that was kind of my mindset in this deal, was like, hey, I want some of the upside and some of that profit sharing at whatever percentage from the, basically a percentage of revenue from each business that operates each asset that we build. And I want it in perpetuity, meaning when I'm no longer here, if those businesses are thriving, then that goes down to, and typically land leases can be up to 99 years, but I like perpetuity. Sounds a whole lot better to me than 99 years. And I'm thinking of, generations and generations and generations to come. So that's what we're looking at. And as a landowner, if they don't operate, then they can get evicted and we can put something else in, or we can sell the assets. So that's kind of how my thought process, and now my attorneys making that happen and writing that up to where it's legally enforceable. Be
you on mute, man. Yeah, you saying a whole lot. You on mute.
My bad. Why I think that's so genius, and it was kind of mind blowing for me, is because now he gets to take advantage of all of the profits without having to be saddled with any of the litigation and all of the craziness that can go along with it. And then this what gave me confirmation on what you was talking about, Al. I'm finna show the people something. So I'm listening to, I didn't understand why Amazon was doing the DSP offices, right?
Man, they taking over everything, bro.
But let me explain why they did this.
Vertically integrated.
But here's the play, though. Did you know that? Matter of fact, I want to ask a question to everybody in the audience real quick, because this is gonna blow your mind. When you see the Amazon trucks pull up in your neighborhood, right? How many people believe that is Amazon dropping off your packages? If you believe when you get that package and you see the guy jump out of in Amazon outfit, and you see the dope little truck, the electric trucks and all of this stuff, and you like, damn, Amazon, they showed up for me one more time. How many people, if you believe that Amazon is dropping off your packages in these nice trucks, put a number 1 in the chat real quick.
All that time you thinking it's Amazon, it's Milton.
Put a number 1 in put a number 1 in the chat if you believe that Amazon is the one dropping off your packages every single day. Some of y'all twice a day. Yeah, let's keep it real.
Yeah.
Some of y'all 4 times a day. If you believe that, put a number 1 in the chat. Okay. So nobody believes that. Okay. Now they're coming in. All right. So we got a lot of folk who believe that Amazon is dropping off these packages. I'm going to show you something. Shout out to Valerie, a proud member in the building. Appreciate you.
Shout out to Valerie.
Member. So
hit
let's
that
get
like button if you're enjoying the content, man.
And this right here is going to solidify what Al was talking about. And then obviously we definitely got to get back into this empire building conversation because this is going to be powerful. This is going to be definitely powerful. But listen to this real quick.
No audio. You got to share the audio.
Oh, the audio not shared.
No. You got your volume up?
Mm-hmm. Let me see. It should be. Let me share it again. Hold on.
Amazon making a whole lot of money too, that DSP, boy.
Yeah, they're making a killer. They're making a killer. Let me see if I can get this thing to work though. And what's so powerful about this, and it goes back to what Al was just talking about. Al, I think this is gonna make you, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna feel this. To share
good morning,
audio,
Matilda. Good morning.
share tab instead. Oh man, okay. I can't even. Let me see. I wonder if
put the link.
somebody
Put the
else
link in
can
the private
share.
chat.
Yeah,
Put the link in the private chat. I'll see
let's.
it.
Yeah, share it real quick. You got to share from Chrome.
Chrome, yeah, you got to do Chrome.
Yeah. This right here is gonna blow your mind. And this is what you call, shout out Matilda in the building, proud member, the NSC fam. Yeah, I mean, appreciate you. This right here is gonna be mind-blowing information, and then we're definitely gonna dive into this empire building, but this is so important. After we get this ad, let's see.
It goes sooner.
Collision confusion. The News 4i team started hearing from viewers who said they were involved in accidents with Amazon delivery trucks leading down a bumpy road to get help.
That's because, as consumer investigative reporter Susan Hogan reports,
Collision confusion. The News 4i team started hearing from viewers who said they were involved in accidents with Amazon delivery trucks leading down a bumpy road to get help.
That's because, as consumer investigative reporter Susan Hogan reports, who's responsible might not be so clear.
You see them everywhere, zipping around on city streets, back roads, and highways. Those blue trucks with that familiar signature smile delivering Amazon products to millions of Americans every day.
I was in the middle lane and he came over from the left side.
But Henry Garland wasn't smiling the day he said one of the trucks sideswiped him while traveling down Interstate 270 near Rockville.
How did you know it was Amazon?
Big blue arrow on the side of the blue truck.
Garland said it caused $2,000 in damages and thought after exchanging information, repairs would be easy.
You just wouldn't believe how many different scenarios have played out in this and how many different people that I've talked to over this.
That's because he found out that truck emblazoned with the Amazon logo and that driver who he says hit him really wasn't Amazon.
These people are not Amazon employees. The person that comes to your door with your package says Amazon on the uniform. The truck says Prime and Amazon. They're not.
Pat Regan is a personal injury lawyer in D.C. He says he's handled dozens of.
Yo, listen to this. Listen. The people driving the Amazon trucks are not Amazon. They're contractors. Here's another play. Many of the FedEx ground people that deliver your packages are not FedEx.
Mm-hmm.
Why did Amazon make this decision? Do you think they made this decision because they wanted to pay a DSP organization more money? Or do you believe that they wanted to protect themselves, how Al is protecting himself with this healthcare business from the liability? Here's the key thing about this, though, Al, I found out. Not only, this is so cold, not only do they not own the trucks, and not only do they not own it, but they lease all of the trucks out to the DSP people. They lease all of the clothing out to these people, and Amazon does not own those businesses. So now when
Individual.
you get in a wreck with those Amazon trucks, you're not going to Jeff Bezos to go pick up your check. No. And I'm pretty sure Amazon knew that if they started this business, everybody was going to want to go to
after them.
Amazon for
Yeah.
payday. Amazon, so no, you're not coming to me for a payday.
Bro, it's, you know, that's just business one-on-one, man. And so sounds a lot like the State Farm model. They lease the equipment. My team is my employees. If my employee punches somebody in the face, Al's getting sued, not State Farm, right?
Ooh.
And so, you know, that's really in any franchise model. They want to participate in the upside and limit the downside. And I just learned that from the studying businesses. So, you know, anytime I'm looking to do a partnership where the liability is unsavory, yeah, I got to figure that part out. Now, I'm not doing a franchise model. Maybe this could be. We'll see. Stay tuned. But if it is, then we have a legal framework to duplicate this over and over again. So sometimes it's really important just to slow down and think, well, shit. The most businesses that generate the highest margins have the greatest risk. That's why they generate so high margins. And the risk that if something happens or goes wrong is astronomical when it comes to the litigation risk. And so a lot of people look at the upside and say, "Ooh, man, I can make what?" But it's a reason you can make that. And there's also a reason that, you know, if it's no limitations on what you can be litigated for, then that's an issue. And Amazon doesn't want that. Imagine all those trucks delivering stuff, man. It's accidents every day.
Every day.
You know how many personal injury attorneys want to sue Amazon? No, they don't own none of them trucks, bro.
And would
A
love
lot
it.
of trucks.
And they would go to Amazon. They ain't going to Amazon for a couple thousand for the
They're going for
headlight.
millions.
Yeah, they going for millions.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and that's the same thing
Minimum.
with Walmart. They don't own their trucks.
Who?
Walmart don't own their
Walmart.
trucks. They nah, man. They got a lease company, and man, no, they're not doing that.
That's some good
Boy.
business practice right there.
Yeah,
Got my
I take that
logo,
back. They own,
but I ain't
well,
gotta pay.
they still own some of their fleet, but they're trying to get down to not owning any of their fleet, because they do have employees that do drive some of their own equipment stuff. But as far as the long calls and stuff like that, the over the road stuff, those are all people that are contract workers. They may have Walmart like logo on the dry van, and Walmart may be leasing that dry van to that driver, right? But it's interesting. Yeah, you want to participate in the upside and limit the downside for sure.
Beautiful.
So it seemed like all businesses go into this model because Lowe's, I used to work at Lowe's. I worked at Lowe's for a minute. Lowe's recently went to this model maybe like 5 years ago. So if you ever get something delivered to your house, a refrigerator, microwave, whatever, washer, dryer, it's not Lowe's. It may say Lowe's on the side, but it's not Lowe's delivering. It's third party.
Yeah.
So it seems like everybody's going to this model, but I think it's real smart because your business is still getting eyeballs, but you're not really liable for damages.
Man, it's funny, man, because I remember Milton called me, and when he was looking into getting into logistics, and a lot of people may not know because I don't talk about it a lot, but I own a logistics company, and this year we'll do about 14 million in sales, and it's a shit ton of risk, right? And so at the time, Milton was asking me about logistics. Man, my perspective is bad. I really probably came across as negative now that I reflect on it. Because I told him, bro, stay away from trucking, right? And at that time, though, let me be more specific. This was during COVID. We were doing oil service work. Well, we had just pivoted to oil service work from being over the road. We didn't have the right equipment. We were working on getting, the drivers with the right experience. I mean, it was just a transition. You make transitions, there's going to be some ups and downs. And then some of our biggest customers were having issues paying us because COVID impacted them. If people aren't driving because they're staying at home, and there's a change in leadership as well, from the presidential, and you're not really fracking as much, well, that really impacts a company's ability to perform. And so what do you do if you got, $200,000-$300,000 that you got out that is invoiced and it's 120 days past due when they're supposed to pay you in 60, and you still got payroll, you got insurance costs. So that was a real interesting time. And thank God for the insurance business, because it saved my ass on a number of times when I needed cash to inject in, and I had to have a capital call, put money in the business. I can always rely on the insurance business to be there when things get bad, because my income went up in the insurance business during COVID, where in the trucking business it went down because people weren't driving. So when I had the conversation with Milton, so that's what I was sharing with him. But I'm happy he did Amazon, because actually that's the model that I would do. Like, if I can do it over again, hell, I still may do it. That's a phenomenal model, because they take out all the variables. You don't have to pay for gas; they pay for it. You don't have to worry about maintenance; they take care of it. And it's really easy to get drivers when they can be at home every night, and you don't need a CDL, bro. Just a regular license, you can drive those Sprinter vans, right? And e-commerce is going to continue to grow, because people, I mean, a lot of people like getting they stuff shipped through Amazon via, the franchise owner. So I think
There's
it was
big
a smart
money in
move
it
on
too.
this play. It's great money in it, and it's great money. So when you take out those variables and you can lead it, now you got to qualify for it. The best of the best opportunities, they're real picky. They ain't gonna just let anybody get a State Farm office, and they ain't just gonna let anybody get an Amazon. Anybody ain't gonna get no Chick-fil-A. If it's an elite model and 85-90% of people are successful, that's gonna go to the best people, period.
Yeah, I talked to him last week. He said he had the numbers he told me that he had a nice year last year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I actually need to go pay him a visit. I might actually jump in. Vertically integrated. I can insure the stuff out of lease. We'll see.
For real. But the business is powerful because it's your own business inside of Amazon. Like, he hires all the people. He got to have his own insurance. Like, we just watched that video. So if something happens, they going after Milton, not Amazon. So he got payroll. He has to pay all those people. Not Amazon, not paying those people. So you got to have lines of credit. You got to have business credit cards, because let's just say Amazon, maybe 60-day net, still got to pay those people.
Facts.
Yeah, bro, it's literally, for me, that would just be plug and play, because I already know that industry. I can lead people. It's just, hey, you just manage. Hey, you just got to make sure you got a maintenance schedule, make sure it's getting properly maintained. But Amazon's doing everything for you, man. They just drop the van off. They just take care of it. It's just, they really make it easy to make money in that model. You just going to have A1 credit. You're going to have some cash. You're going to have access to lines of credit. You're going to have to be A1 for them to be able to represent their brand, because they want to participate in the upside, but they don't want none of the downside. And they're not taking a risk on anybody that's not strong financially.
Facts.
Yeah. They got a nice waiting list for that too.
Nice waiting list, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Especially unless you're willing to go to a rural area.
Yeah.
But I think it's a phenomenal business opportunity if anybody is looking to be in a I would say a safer. It's a safe franchise where you're gonna make a shit ton of money. But again, you're still dealing with a high level of liability, and but that's risk. That's business. That's just business in general. But I want to talk about some things that we did not. So last week we talked about finding your niche, right? We talked about crafting your unique value proposition. And if you haven't already, make sure you go back and check out last week's conversation on this right here. It took place last Thursday, to be exact. Check that conversation out, combine it with this conversation, because I really believe that we dropped so many foundational pieces to any business, no matter what kind of business you're looking to get into. But we talked about finding that niche, partnerships, crafting your unique value proposition, creating a solid business plan, building a strong brand around that plan, right? And leveraging technology. Yesterday, we talked about leveraging AI. Trust me, that's just a small piece of the tons of technology that you have to employ. I think leveraging AI is kind of like the icing on top. When you get to that level, you've reached the pinnacle of leveraging technology. But I'm talking about leveraging technology even as small as just your QuickBooks. These are the things we got to do. But I want to finish that conversation and talk about how we I remember Al was just talking about customer satisfaction and making sure he's taking care of his customers on the insurance side of things. How are we making sure our customers are satisfied with our product, right? What are we doing, right? And then another piece, how are we networking and collaborating with others, right? Whether it be peers in our industry, mentors in our industry, potential partners in our industry to gain insight and support, right? What are we doing to invest in talent? Okay, this is another one. When we have great talent, what are we doing to invest in that talent? Because all employees are not built the same. You got some people, bro, you make that investment and they can take your business to the moon. Your business to the moon. You know what I mean? How do you adapt to market trends, right? And maintain financial discipline. We was just talking about this. Yeah, you could get you an Amazon DSP business, but you're going to have to be financially, you can't go to them people broke. You can't go to them people with bad credit. You can't go to them people with a great idea, right? And a hope and a dream.
With no money.
With no money. Right?
No vision.
No vision. Them people probably going to want to know that you have leadership skills. Those people going to probably want to know if you have, you know, all of those types of things in your resume to be able to make that happen. Right?
Yeah.
They really want business owners.
That's right. Man, let me I know you didn't mention it, but this is a huge one, you know. I know this happened for me. You know, the people that really build the biggest empires and just build good business in general is exposure. Being exposed to people that have great businesses, being exposed to people that really running the operation what you want. Because on the outside, a lot of people look like they have successful businesses, but really not successful. You know, the business that you want to do, getting exposed to somebody that's really doing it, somebody that's making the money you want to make, somebody that has the house that you want, driving the car that you want, somebody that you can call on, kind of like a mentor, but actually them exposing you to what's possible. Because you don't know what's possible if you've never seen it. You don't know what's possible if you've never been exposed to it. You don't know what's possible until you actually see somebody doing it. I think that's a major thing. Because for me, I was exposed to a lot young, and that's what got me going very early. Like just like for Al, when he had his story, he said his uncle gave him Rich Dad Poor Dad straight out of high school. So he got exposed to a lot of things early, so he looked at the world different. He looked at business different. And that was the same thing that happened for me. I got exposed to a lot of things early, so I always had a different mind.
You muted, oh.
You can hear me now?
Yeah.
So I always had a different mindset than my peers because I got exposed to a lot of things early in life. Like I knew the difference in damn near beginning of high school, the difference between wants and needs. Like I don't need to buy 8 pairs of shoes. I can only wear one at a time. I don't need to buy 15 shirts. I can only wear one shirt at a time. I don't need to go out every weekend. You know what I'm saying? So once you get exposed earlier, you become successful faster. So I had to add that in. What you thought about that, Al?
You can learn a lot from anybody, man. When you get exposure, and you know, I try to study people, so sometimes you learn not what to do, man. And so when I look at how I grew up, I'm just like, damn, what led to the dynamics of how I grew up? What decisions did my mom make, right? Financially, personally. And then you look at people that are successful. I look at my uncle. My uncle was, man, my uncle was in, like, he was what magazine was that? Was that Jet magazine that
Jet,
had
probably
Bachelor
Jet
of the Month or whatever?
It was the little small one. They were like that big.
Yeah, my uncle
That's
was
a
in
jet.
that, man. My uncle was in that, and my uncle had a jet and all types of stuff.
He had a
And
jet, like his own jet.
yeah, man, I looked up to him, and I'm just like,
Damn.
yeah, why are we living like this and you living like that? And no, seriously, right? But I think this is really important, and I hope I'm speaking to somebody today. So I'm in the hood. He on the other side of town in a 12,000 square foot house. You know, man, it was just a completely different. And then so when you graduate and you got an uncle that live in a 12,000 square foot house, and there's only 5 people that live in that house, and you living with you, your mom, and your brother in a maybe a 800 square foot 2-bedroom house. I'm sharing a room with my brother, and we 18 just graduated from high school, and he give you rich dad, poor dad. I was mad as hell because, like, damn, man, you rich and you just giving me a book. I was thinking you gonna bless me with some
Give me
cash.
some money.
But he blessed me with knowledge. But I'll also say this too, and this is what I found out later. My uncle was a crook. That house wasn't his name. He was scamming people. And I made a decision that I never, ever want to be that guy. He took advantage of a lot of people. He preyed on people's not being uneducated. And he ended up acquiring a lot of assets that you know, because he was taking advantage of the misinformed. And then the house that he lived in, he somehow swindled somebody to finance the house in their name, and that he'll make the payments, and he would purposely be late, messing up their credit. And then I think he was so good at having foreclosures being prolonged. I think he was able to stay in that house for down there 3 years without them being able to foreclose on it. I don't know what the hell he was doing.
Wow.
And so, man, it was all a fugazi. Like some of the people we saw in Dallas walking in with I'm not going to go there. Let me not go there. So that just taught me a lot, man. You got a lot of people that will fake the funk. Things that look great, maybe always it's not. So that's why I really respect what you gentlemen do, man. And that's why I rock with y'all and get on these calls in the morning, because I've seen y'all do the work. I've seen you impact people. And nobody's perfect, but y'all guys are who you say you are, where there's a lot of people that are not who they say they are, and they take advantage of people that are uninformed, miseducated, or they are very ambitious. And the last thing I'll say is, I was so ambitious when I was 23. My uncle tried to get me and my brother to, this was subprime. No, I'm sorry, this was in 2003, my bad. I'm sorry, 2006. I'm gonna get my dates off. This is in 2006. My brother and I have been out of college for 2 years, bro. And I think at that time I was making maybe 40 grand a year. Not this man tries to get us to co-sign on $1 million penthouse in Houston. This was subprime. You can get finance for anything. And he was gonna live there, but he was gonna teach us the game. My mom found out about that and cussed that man out from left to right. And so then, man, my perspective have always just been, I'm slow to move, but when I move, I'm ready to go, because I'm just always evaluating the intentionality behind the person, their track record, or they are who they say they are. And I'm going to always do things to protect my downside. It's just kind of how I'm wired now, because he was taking advantage of my ambition. And that's not cool. And so you have a lot of people with influence that take advantage of people with ambition, because everybody want to make money. Everybody want to retire. Everyone want to be able to do all the things. And people know that, and they prey on that. So hopefully this bless somebody today. Because this is someone, there was my mom's brother that did this. Half brother, but still brother. They have the same dad, Yeah,
I'm glad you mentioned that real quick.
That's crazy.
I'm glad you mentioned it, because one thing I realized about on this journey, right, is that you have people who look the part and you got people who play the part. And I've always struggled with this, because I do have a brand, right, that I've built. And if you see me in real life, you're not going to see me in the fanciest cars. You're not going to see me in the fanciest clothes. Every now and then I trick off. Every now and then. I ain't going to lie. Every now and then. Just because, bro, you feel, you know,
We had this conversation before.
Yeah, I make good money, bro. Like I do well for myself, and I've been doing well for myself for a while. And so it's not nothing new. But I feel like I've never, bro, like I'm not like looking to just improve. Because here's one thing. Anytime I've gotten some of the best advice, right? Anytime I've sold houses to somebody, you know, that I made the most amount of money, a lot of times, bro, they not driving up in the Bentley, bro.
They got an old ass car.
They got an old truck, you know what I'm saying? Good, reliable truck now. No fancy outfits, and they dropping
got
cash.
hella bread. Hella bread.
Come on, bro, dropping cash on multiple properties. And so it's perplexing. Anytime, and this just could be my luck. Anytime, this could be my luck. I don't know. Anytime I've done business with somebody with a Bentley, right? When it came down to having a money conversation, I got ghosted.
Yeah.
I got stories. I got like I say, and this, listen, and then what's so crazy about it, I'm finna really step on some toes. It's even worse with the people who are flashy in the church, right? Listen, you'll go to a church, right? And you'll think that the person is with the Bentley, with all of the diamonds on, with all of the Gucci, all of the this and all of that on, right? Be the ones that's going to invest money with you on a project. Let me tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
I've never gotten one of those people to invest in one of my projects. Every time I've had somebody that I've done business with from an investment side of things, I promise you, you walk by them 10 times a day in the street and you would never think that they had a dime to their name.
That'd be the ones with all the money.
So I'm perplexed. I'm like, okay, well, damn, who do I, as an entrepreneur, who do I really need to model how I move after? The people who I've had a successful track record. I take that back. One person I know, and the only reason why he had Bentleys and all this kind of stuff was because his dad, listen to me, his dad was a deca millionaire. Like nigga had tens of, and it was a white guy, matter of fact, cool as hell. His dad was a multimillionaire. In the tens of millions, they sold concrete. They had a concrete business. And because his dad had a bunch of money, he was able to have the Bentleys and all of those different things. But even the dad didn't even have all of those things.
I'll be, bro.
Make sense. So when it came down to the people that invest, and I want to get Al's perspective and yours on this too, bro, like I'm like, what's the deal with the, and that's why, and it goes back to the influencer conversation, because a lot of times we're going to see the influencers, and I'm not taking nothing away from them. It's lifestyle marketing a lot of times, you know, and you taking advice from people who can barely afford the Bentley that they promoting online.
They go back to what the Al say. They're preying on the ambitious. They're preying on the weak.
And these people don't do business. What they do is internet marketing. And you, in your mind, you thinking these people got successful businesses. They really do business. They don't have office. You can't pull up at their office to see what they do, right?
They ain't got no HUD.
They ain't got no HUDs. You understand? To back up the real estate deals that they'd have done, right? They don't have deep real estate knowledge. They can give you the fluff. They can tell you theoretically how this stuff's supposed to work, right? But when you ask deep questions and details, they can't produce that. Yeah. Right? But they look better than everybody. They look, quote unquote, the most successful in the room.
They got their own personal security entourage when they make their interest.
Hey, bro, it be like that. You be seeing people like that in the insurance space, Al?
Let me stop, man. Let me stop.
Do they have those people in the insurance world, Al? People who we talking about? They got that part in every business.
They're probably
not
in the insurance world though. You got to get that.
Insurance is one of those businesses just not, man, it's not sexy, but damn, it's dependent and it's stable. And one of the smartest investors of our lifetime, maybe any lifetime, Warren Buffett, has a significant stake in Geico. He owns the majority of it. That's why he's able to buy other companies.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
I know that because I study money, and I study leadership, and I study people, and I study people that, you know, if there's somewhere where you want to be, you got to study the people that's already there. And sometimes some of my best mentors, I've never spoken to them. I've never shake their hands. I've never had dinner with them. Never had a cocktail with them. They wrote a book. They leave clues. They have recordings. They do podcasts. You know, I think you can either pay for mentorship or you can pay for experience. And sometimes paying for mentorship, if you want that personal relationship with somebody, it's probably going to cost you some, you know, a couple zeros, right? And sometimes 4 zeros, right? And sometimes you can get it for free online, or to get it for free in the book. But wherever you want to be, you got to study the people that's already there and pick up the breadcrumbs that they left and understand those context clues and go out and execute. Somebody said this on IG. This is the one time I was looking at reels, but it was a good reel. Somebody said, because I don't want to take credit for somebody, I can't remember the guy's name. Have a macro vision, meaning think long term, but have the micro urgency, meaning the willingness to do the work every day to make sure that vision actually comes to light and comes true. And I really subscribe to that. I actually believe that, because building wealth is not something you do today. It's not something you do tomorrow. It's something that takes time. It takes patience. It takes strategy. It takes intentionality. And it takes being a studious investor, business owner, person just in general. And also takes building the right team of people that's going to inspire you to push through that next ceiling and keep going.
I like that. Well, it takes time. It's not instant. A lot of people think it's instant.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because at the end of the day, bro, the people who make it's so many people who make it look instant online.
Bullshit. That's what it is.
But I'm telling you, what's your take on that? What you think the percentile of people online with these fancy cars and all of these fancy clothes? What do you think the percentage of those people being real and fake is, Al, in your opinion? Just keeping it real.
Man, I think there's more fake than real, to be honest. And then if you were to do that by community, I don't even want to go there, man. I don't believe everything I see on social media, man. I just don't. People understand their audience. People understand what people's emotional hot buttons are, and they play on those, right? Hell, you got coaches out here selling seminars and mentorship and don't even own a fucking house, right? How you gonna teach somebody about mentorship and you don't even own a door? Yeah, right. Or how you gonna have I don't know, man. My deal is this. And y'all have never seen me. And I don't try to come across as a hypocrite. I'm a straight shooter. Y'all have never seen me try to monetize any coaching. Never seen me try to monetize any mentorship. Because if I was going to do that, it would be in insurance or triple net real estate investing, because those two things I'm elite in. I am elite in commercial assets, and I'm elite in insurance, right? Whether we're talking property and casualty, life, health, or even securities products, I'm elite in those things. But I don't have that's what I probably should have a course on, right? So I'm not going to launch something that I'm not elite in or don't have experience in or haven't done just to monetize people's that have ambition, that need guidance, and I'm taking advantage of the guidance that they need with my lack of experience and know-how. That's unethical to me. I don't rock that way.
Facts.
How many do you think fake, bro?
Bro, I think at least
I think 8 out of 10 for me.
8 out of 10. Yeah, I think the ones that lead with lifestyle marketing, in my humble opinion, I think a lot of that is the first red flag, because it is designed to attract.
You just stuck in the lifestyle.
Yeah. It just is what it is. But I definitely wanna get into some of these core principles. And that's focusing on, how do you focus on customer satisfaction? How do you focus on customer satisfaction? But before we even get into that, because we gotta cover customer satisfaction the right way, right? A lot of us, especially as new entrepreneurs, what we think is customer satisfaction is not real customer satisfaction, because real customer satisfaction is what the market is willing to pay for, right? Consistently, over and over again. And a lot of times as new entrepreneurs, we have an idea of what we think customer satisfaction is based on what we want to do. And we gotta break down.
Nobody asked for that.
Nobody asked for that. Yeah. But we don't know no better yet, because we still new, and we just believe that this is gonna be what it's gonna be. And a lot of times, right, when you're looking at doing the work that produces results, sometimes it don't align with what we want to do waking up every day. And we're going to talk deep on this. We're going to talk real deep on this, because, and I'm going to bring in some personal examples. And I also want to bring in some things I've heard other people complain about, right? When they get into the business, that they thought it was going to be one way, but it ended up being another way. But before we do that, I want to highlight something real quick, because a lot of us are looking to buy real estate, whether it's from an investment standpoint or you're looking to get into it from an investment standpoint. I need you to pay attention to me. If you are looking to buy real estate for personal reasons, business reasons, and you're looking to do that, right, without checking out our sponsor and getting the savings and earnings report, you may be setting yourself up for failure and grossly overpaying for that mortgage. So I want to bring up a video real quick of what ET was able to do, working with our sponsor ice10k.com to make some things, in terms of his mortgage, not only cheaper in terms of the debt, but he was also able to knock that mortgage out 10 times faster than most people would even know is possible. So let's roll that clip real quick.
Listen to me, y'all. But one of his mentees took us through one of their programs, and I paid off my mortgage. But guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife would be like, "Oh, you blew up, but how long is you gonna keep making this kind of money?" I was like, "I don't know, forever." She's like, "You sure?" Because I'm gonna keep my license as a nurse just in case you don't. So when I paid the house off, my boy was like, "You ain't gotta do that, you can do this." But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down for my wife, because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? That thing that was coming every month, that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest.
Listen, make sure you go to ice10k.com and get your savings and earnings report for free. Free. Yeah, you better go get that. You better go get that. You know what I mean? And that way you can find out if you'll be a good fit to figure out ways to pay off that mortgage in, it's as little as 7 years, right? And take your 150% interest rate that you think is the 5% interest rate, turn that thing into a true 0 to a 1% interest rate overnight, just like that. So definitely go ahead, hit up ice10k.com, get your free earnings and savings report. And you need to do that. But let's get the lights up, man. Let's get the lights up. Yeah, let's not have no stingy energy as we get into this customer satisfaction. So I want to talk about this. Right.
Hey, Bam mentioned a good point.
What's
in the
that?
chat. One of my hardest obstacles has been pricing because I tend to price too cheap because my poverty mindset makes me think people aren't gonna pay that much. Big thing. I know I was doing that too.
What services Bam Bam offer?
Plumbing.
You do plumbing, like development plumbing, culverts and all that.
He need to kind of, I would be pricing what all the other plumbers are charging to do the same amount of work. That should be pretty easy, Bam Bam. Am I missing something or?
I would
You
love
say
for,
when I see other
Bam
plumber
Bam.
prices, I'm like, no way, nobody paying that. Bring it up.
I can see that a little bit. Let me tell you why. So you have, and I would love for Bam Bam to come on here and kind of give us his insight on this too. Bam Bam, if you're free. But I know that the plumbers that work with developers tend to be a little cheaper, and builders tend to be a little cheaper than the plumbers that work for residential. Right? Yeah. I mean, I'm talking drastic difference. It ain't even close to the same price. And I would love for Bam Bam to come on and kind of give us some insight on it. And I think a lot of that boils down to this is a forever check. I'll take a smaller amount for a forever check.
Yeah.
Right.
It might be a one-time check with a homeowner.
Exactly. Maybe two. So that homeowner, that homeowner gonna get raped. I ain't gonna lie to you. They gonna get hit in the head. And the main reason why is because you know that you probably gonna do that one job and not see that homeowner, bro, ever again. You know what I mean? Yeah. But with that developer, nah, bro, you're gonna see that developer shoot for the next 4 or 5 years. And so
I think people need to understand that.
I agree with that to a certain extent. I also think it depends on where you live at. If you live in a master plan community with a powerful Facebook group, they're not gonna be price gouging because they ass will be put on blast. And if you want to get big, I mean, think about it. I live in Sienna, B. I think you know that. We have over 11,000 homes in this master plan community.
Hey.
You can get rich just servicing the community. So if you out here price gouging people, when they get out in that public forum, it's over. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
Right? Because they like, don't use this person. They did X, Y, Z. So, and you know how it is if someone has a bad experience, they're going to tell 10 people versus when they had an exceptional experience, they don't tell nobody. This is kind of how human tendency is wired, man. You know?
We got Bam Bam in here, man. Bam Bam, what's your what's been going on with that pricing and customer satisfaction? Like, what's been your struggles with that?
Really, man, I just always feel like the price is like I come out after somebody else come out and it's like they'll tell me what their pricing was. I was like, damn. Like, for example, I ran a water service for a customer last week. So I ran the service from the meter. You know, I had to locate the leak. They had a leak, so I just relayed the service. I ran it from the meter to the house, you know, tied it into the wall, put a shut-off valve in there so they can, you know, so they can see where a leak would be next time. But they told me that the plumber that they contacted at first quoted them like, it was like $9,000. And I did it for $2,000.
Ooh.
Damn.
Oh, God.
Damn. That's a difference.
Whoa. Well, I'll say another thing too though. Bigger companies typically gotta charge more because they got more overhead.
Way more.
Bam don't have that much overhead.
That's
so
true.
Out of that 2,000, how much was their profit? 1,500?
Yeah, 1,500.
So that's 75%. Is that 75%?
Here's my
was that a day's work?
Yeah, it took me like 5 hours.
Boy, let me tell you.
I'll say this, Bam. Their invoice was 9 and yours was 2. Listen, man. I'm a finance guy, man. I'm a numbers guy. I think, Bam, you really need to shop the market to see what people are charging, and you should have who's on a high end, who's in, what's the medium, and what's on the low end. You can't be on the low end, man. That is a huge miss. And if you do that over and over and over again, man, it's gonna be really hard to. If you're missing off, I mean, bro, I'm trying to think, bro.
I know my price be messed up because, okay, I worked for a subcontractor. about a month ago, and I did a sewer service. It was for DR Horton, and we did a sewer service. They had the development built already, but when they popped up at the laterals was in the wrong spot. They was in the driveways. So we went back out to the main and capped it, cut it, moved it over 5 foot, and then ran a whole new service under the existing utility. So that's a little bit aggravating. But DR Horton charged the company. See, I did one for myself, but this one right here was for the company I work for. They charged them $18,000 a service, and I had just did one for like $6,000.
That's what I'm saying, man. Bam, bro. You gotta know your pricing, man, because can I be me, Bam, and can I be? I don't want to be disrespectful.
No, I don't want no bullshit. I want you to be honest. Like
I'm straight up.
I like to grow
because I want to be respectful to the profession, and I want to be respectful to you. No, but I need you to think like a businessman and not like a plumber.
Yes,
okay.
Sir.
Plumbers and HVAC technicians should always make a shit ton of money because those are jobs most people don't want to do. They take a lot of and electricians, right? You have to be licensed to do that, bro. Everybody can't do what you do. So that license means something. And so you have to know what the pricing is, or it's going to be really hard for you. If you're trying to scale a plumbing business, you can't scale it if your price is off, bro. You can't. Right? You can't be charging 3 times less than what a service costs, or even 2 times less than what a service costs. If you're down 20%, cool, but you can't be down 80%. You can't get ahead that way, man. And so you're doing yourself a disservice. I know you had to go through a lot of schooling to get that. And you're a master plumber too?
Yeah, I do it all from the start of development to the stub up.
Man. Listen, bro.
So wait a minute, you really plumber, Bam? You're a master plumber.
Yeah, I got 15 years. My pops got 35 years.
Come on, man. Look, wait.
You gotta be at the top of the game. You gotta be at the ATK price.
Yeah. So real quick, I gotta say some stuff real quick because I wanna preface with this. Bam, what does your presentation look like? Do you have any like documentation, website? Do you have
email,
paperwork, emails, invoicing? Do you have any of that stuff going on right now?
I have most of it. I haven't set up a website for my plumbing business because I just got it going this year. I just been plumbing my whole life, and I've always did side things, but I've been intentional about making it the real thing and not the side thing.
All right, I would say this, bro.
That's what it is. You running it as a side hustle, bro, and you ain't running it like a business, man. You gotta have somebody that can price out what jobs cost, man. Period. If not, you just gonna be hustling. And when you run a business and you do it right, you start earning more time, having a lot more money left over. I'm sorry, B. I know you was gonna go somewhere with that. My bad.
Nah, he need to go back to the beginning. Build a solid website. It could just be a landing page. Get you a solid email.
Solid
phone number. Get you a nice address.
Some
Google My Business
flyers, some articles, like some paperwork explaining what you do. Some maybe even setting up some warranty. You know what I mean? Some making sure that you can warranty a lot of the work that you do. All of those kind of things, I think, will help you to increase that price because now people they're going back and forth with it because you have the real value proposition already. You got you're a master plumber, right? So you have that piece.
Hard to find.
Now you just need to make the perceived value match the real value, right? And a lot of people don't think that perceived value is as valuable, but but when you go, it's everything. You know what I'm saying? McDonald's
people really go off a presentation first.
Yes.
They don't understand plumbing. They don't know what they look like. They don't even want to look at it because it's nasty. So they want to go off of the presentation.
The presentation.
It's like food. Food may look good, but shit really nasty. It look good though, so you're gonna order it.
Bet.
I'll say this too, Bam. So psychologically, are you pricing things lower because this is new? You don't have your website up. You don't have the infrastructure just yet. So, you just pricing it as though you're just doing the work?
I think that could be something to do with it, but I don't typically try to I just try to do a good job, and I let my work speak more for me. So I always feel like if I do a great job, I'm gonna get a call back from somebody or a referral. I don't look at the dollar bill up front because I know ain't nobody gonna do it better than me or faster.
And you should charge accordingly for that confidence in your work, because here's the deal. Shit, hell, if you're gonna charge that, you want to come down to Houston and do the plumbing for me and Byron? I mean, listen, man. I'm joking, but I'm serious, but I'm joking. But it's really more so, bam, bro. You have to get your pricing in order, man. You have to, because think about it. Do you even have insurance on what you're doing? Be real. Do you have insurance on a plumbing business?
No, not yet.
I know what plumbing insurance run.
No, I don't have it because I'm waiting on my license to come back. I already did all the stuff for it, but they got me waiting on the waiting blocks.
Gotcha.
When you get that insurance premium, I bet you charge more.
You're gonna have to.
You're gonna have to. I'm just telling you, man, you gotta start pricing it accordingly, because your insurance premium ain't gonna be cheap, man.
That's why I've been working a lot under GCs and stuff, because I don't have to have all my stuff going. They can just, run it off theirs.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you
I know when I first started my roofing business, I was a little bit cheaper than everybody else. Reason being, because I wanted to put my name out there. I wanted to get as many testimonies as possible. I wanted to get a lot of content. And then I rose my price once I got all that. But I did the same thing, but I didn't lower it that much. I lowered it like 20% of everybody else.
See,
you like 80%.
I catch it when I get a lead, man, and I ain't got nothing going right then. I just jump.
Yeah.
Or you look at make some quick money real quick.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You running it like a hustle, man. And I'd rather you make some quick money and maybe, give them a 20% discount, right? Here's what you can do, though, because I think this will help you with your pricing. I would tell them, hey, man, whatever estimate you get from these other plumbers, I'll beat it by 20%. Now, you're going to learn the pricing methodology behind what people are doing. You're going to start understanding your competition. You don't have the overhead that they have, and you're going to make more money. That's
and
what
you can tell them that. And that's just that you can tell them that too.
My wife always high on the prices, so when I ask her, she'd be ridiculous. Like, but like, cause we did a total sewer rehab on a house like a month ago. Only 900.
Huh?
Because I got a good deal on the pipe. The pipe cost me 100, and my labor was 100 for the day. So,
I'm gonna help you out here, man. That way you can, because you sound like you're a one-man show.
Now I got like 3 guys.
Well, you got 3 guys to help you, but you don't have nobody helping you price it. What can help you until you start understanding how to price your work? Man, let's tell them, listen, man, whatever quote, have 2 plumbers go out and give you estimates, and I'll beat whatever they have by 20%. If you want to be nice and say 25%, that's still way better than what you have, right? And on the scope of work, but I would have some language in there that they need to put the scope of work down, because you're not gonna come in here and try to change the scope. I'm gonna beat whatever they price you at versus the scope of work that you're asking them to do. But that's gonna help you not have to send out all these bids. And if you're trying to make more money and do this on the side, you'll be able to do that, but make more money and understand how to price it and just take notes. So next time someone calls you, and it's for the same amount of work, you don't have to ask them to get other bids. You kind of know what the pricing is. Maybe you are now 10% less than what that is, to see if you can get that sold. But it's always a negotiation. But if you start too low, hell yeah, I accept. You're going to do it for what? How did it make you feel when you saw that $9,000 invoice and you did it for 2?
Afterwards, it made me feel pretty bad, but the money ain't like the whole thing that bothers me. I think the biggest thing that bothers me is the type of customers that my price brings.
Oh,
Lord!
So you may need to look at that too.
Customers.
You may need to look at your customer acquisition too. But see, this is the reason why I brought up website. This is the reason why I brought up presentation. Right? Websites presentation, all of those things are not just for advertisements, but they're also filters, right? For certain customer bases, right? So I'm looking at, so I remember, bro, I was doing a rehab, and on this rehab, I had I had this plumber, this company come out, Abacus, come out and offer a job, bro. I think the plumber that ended up getting the job was a whole lot lower. But he wasn't ridiculously lower, but he was a whole lot lower than these guys. Bro, when I tell you these guys' prices was,
they look expensive. They look expensive.
It was, bruh. But what I'm saying is, if you sit in Houston long enough, bro, you're gonna see a ton of these trucks. They getting business. They getting to it. And they raping people with the prices, bro. Let me explain something to you. Raping folk with the prices. Right. And then what's so cool about it, I ended up using them one time for a smaller job. It wasn't a big job because it was too expensive, but I had to call them out and I knew they would be reliable. And even the small job, bro, was expensive for what it was. Right. But I knew that I can get them out there pretty quick. Their presentation was on point. They guarantee they work. And, you know, the work was decent, bro. I would even argue that the guy who did it for cheaper was better. Way more detail, you know, with the work.
But it probably didn't come with warranty.
Didn't come with the warranty, didn't come with the presentation, didn't come with all of the things. So I think, you know, a lot of times we discount all of the things, the presentation side of the business that a lot of times what drives up the price. It don't necessarily be a quality of the work. And that's unfortunate. And that's just a people thing. I don't know why we set up to work that way, but we are.
Yeah.
Can I add something?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's Ruby. Yeah, I like what you said, Byron. Presentation is everything, but also your systems. You know, the day-to-day operations important. I had a customer who did, what was she doing? Janitorial work. And she had a lot of residential customers, right? But it was just, you know, it was more hustle. But she came to me and she wanted to do more commercial, more people that pay a little bit more money, ready to be on a subscription, you know? So what we did with her website is we made sure that we paired her with a system that can keep up with her business, and it helps people get into your portal faster versus you just being on like Thumbtack and things like that. The system is called Jobber. And basically with Jobber, you can pretty much run your entire business. You'll be able to set up your routes, be able to have other customers on there. You can do your invoicing. And it's built for service-based business such as yourself. So definitely check that out. I'll put it in the chat for you. But it also comes with a client portal, an intake form, so you can kind of screen people as they're coming in. And then you can set up some of your pricing ahead of time, as well as schedule an initial call out to them. So then you're able to kind of get a gauge of what the project's going to look like before you actually accept it fully. And then you can go ahead and bill them even before you get on property, or at least ask for a deposit doing that. So definitely check out Jobber because it does help with presentation. That same girl, as soon as we finished her website, she actually was more booked because now it was easier for her to manage all the calls because she wasn't jumping on all the calls. She was able to see it come in through her CRM system. Even if she was out on a job, she was able to do it on a mobile device as well. And then her workers that she had for them, that she was able to checklist different things that they had to do to make sure that they were keeping up with the quality. So definitely presentation works. So check it out when you get a chance. And it's only like $2.99 a month. Pretty cheap.
Nice. Love it. Yeah, so I would definitely say that, you know, for sure. And then the next thing is I want to talk about, we talked about customers. Do you feel like your customers are satisfied with your work, Bam?
I feel like all of them are always satisfied unless they wouldn't let me do my job.
What you mean by that?
Like when I'm going back to where I say my price brings customers I don't really want is because
they be on your back. They be watching.
They always try to, well, let's try this route first, or let's do this first, or let's do that first. And I'm like, well, that ain't the problem. I know what the problem is, but it's gonna it's gonna take more money to do what actually is the problem. They'll be like, well, let's do this, and this, and then if it's not that, we'll go back here. But then when you do this, and this, and the problem ain't fixed like you told them at first, they don't want to pay.
I hate that. Like, you hired me to do the job, but you trying to tell me how to do my job.
And it mostly come from these cheap real estate guys that be doing it. trying to throw out these quick flips and stuff, and they just want me to come in and band-aid it, and I try to tell them that ain't gonna do it. Like, your meter is spinning like it's a leak.
Yeah.
And they want me to do everything but fix what a leak is, and then when we ain't getting nowhere with it, like I done spent 3 days. I got 3 guys. We've been on the project looking everywhere I told you where it wasn't at, because you wanted to do the cheap stuff first, and now you don't want to pay.
And I can tell you right now, as a real estate investor, man, it's certain things you don't want to patch. And plumbing happens to be one of them. You don't want to You don't want to patch plumbing, electrical, and you damn near don't want to patch AC either.
Hell no, that's all things you need. Now you can patch a roof.
You can patch a roof. You can patch some drywall. You know what I'm saying? But your plumbing, bro, it's gonna hunt you at some point.
That's why
you don't want the shit coming up in the bathroom, man. While you taking a shower, you got shit coming up the drain.
The things we're talking about is starting to do diagnostic fees, like charging to come out and locate the issue.
Yeah, you got to do that.
It'll cost to fix it. I'm gonna start out with the price to locate it.
Because that takes time. That takes time to do that.
So what I'm hearing is you're saying you do have some customer satisfaction when they're allowing you to do the job, but you're also having some customer satisfaction issues in terms of what their expectations are and what you're able to meet. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, what I'm able to meet with what they want done. It's like when I go with the cheaper customers, they always want to try to even get it cheaper when you're out there. So if you only got to do this and not that, then it ain't this much, is it?
Yeah. So it's a negotiation thing. So I'm gonna tell you that you're dealing with real estate investors, they're gonna always negotiate. I'm gonna tell you this, Bam, straight up. So I'm a big believer, good customer, bad customer, it's always personal responsibility, right? Because as business owners, we are looking to grow our business, and our business is based on how well we're able to service customers. Mm-hmm. And so it's a couple things. Either A, right, you need to find out the customers that you are working with and gaining success from. How do you find more of them? If the other customer that is not allowing you to do your job, right, it's either two things. Either you're fucking up because you're not communicating that value proposition to them adequately, or they may not be your customer. Mm-hmm. And if they're not your customer, how do you avoid that customer 100% of the time and focus more on the people that are your customer? That's a question for you.
I guess market to the customers that I need and not just the ones that I want right now. I make sure I'm marketing to grow and not just marketing for, a hustle.
A hustle.
And, customers out. I mean, I guess that's let them go to the local crackhead. So
absolutely.
Here's my price.
That's the big difference between you growing a business consistently and you having customers here and there. Is treating it like a business and not a hustle. If you treat it like a hustle, you get paid like a hustle. You treat it like a business, you get paid like a business. And then people gonna treat you like a business. They're gonna respect you as a business instead of looking at you like a hustle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when it comes to expertise and knowing what I'm doing, I mean, I put my group against anybody out there, and we're gonna smoke their boots. Even the Mexicans, I work with them every day. They not doing what we doing. We different, and we black. Hey, my pops take pride in it. I take pride in it. My brother take pride in it, and just the thought that we made this company we worked with $8 million last year is like, just our 3 crews. They brought home 800 after expenses and everything. That was profit.
Bro, Bro, you got a valuable shout out to all of the black plumbers out there. Number
Ain't
one,
got too many of y'all.
Ain't got too many of y'all. Y'all a rare breed. And the thing about it is, it's so much money to be made in the space. And I just think it just needs to be 10 times more of us in, out there figuring out ways to play in the dirt. You know what I'm saying? We got to play in the dirt, man. That's where the bread at. I'm just saying, it ain't sexy.
I'd say another thing to grow your business, man, you got to start going to develop events.
Yeah.
Start shaking their hands, bro. Man, I don't know what y'all paying for plumbing, but send me them invoices, man. Look, I knock 10%, 15% off of that. We could just build a relationship.
Absolutely.
The first job, I do that discount just so you can see what I can do. And then we can build a relationship from there. See if you like my work, see if you like the quality of the work, the speed, our customer service. If you like it, we can sign an agreement, a contract. Say, look, for the next year, I got all your plumbing work.
Yeah. I'm trying to get development stub up jobs because I know we'll get everything up to the meters and we'll put the lateral in, and then the next plumber come in and do the stub ups. But it'd be 200-300 houses in one community. They just got to touch them, that
in and out.
I would say this too. Something? Yeah. Let me just add this in there real quick, because we were getting ready to go to the networking and collaborating piece. I think that's go. That right there. That's another space. Going to these events, they have all of these builder events. These all the time. All of the time they have where they showcase appliances and different things of that nature. You definitely need to be.
They talk about the future paint colors, interior. You know what I'm saying?
All of that right there. I would be in all of them spots shaking as many hands as possible, because, bro, that's what business is generated. The deal I'm working on right now, I got that the one that's got the sticks in the eye on right now, but that's from an event. That's from an event, right? The deal that I'm doing with Al right now, you know what I'm saying? Like, we met social media, right? So and that's gonna probably be anywhere between a $5 to $6 million deal by itself. Like, so I just, we want to definitely be putting ourselves out there, but again, presentation matters. What I'm realizing when it comes down to a lot of these bigger contractors, the only difference be their presentation, right? That's it. I know some people discount presentation. I discount presentation when you're not doing the work, but when you already proven that you can make money in a space, now work on the presentation. Never do the presentation first. So I want to highlight something. We're not doing websites, business cards, and all of these things, t-shirts.
Make some money.
We're not doing that before we making money. But if we making money in a space and our business is front facing to the customer, again, some businesses are different. Websites matter more for some businesses than it do for others. But in your particular business, I think those kind of things will help. Associations will probably help as well. But Al, what you want to ask them? I think Ruben wanted to ask them too.
I really feel like you're giving the audience a gem because, I mean, let's face it, bro. I'm not. I literally got on IG. And the only reason I got on it because I was on Clubhouse and I thought I was a scammer because I didn't have an IG page. And I get an IG page, I got one picture up. So I mean, shit, y'all vetted the hell out of me, right? Which is so. If you don't mind, like, share with the audience. I always joke about this, but I think there's a lot of value in that. I mean, share with the audience, like, what was y'all process to make sure, because you were protecting your community, and that's what you should do when it's your community. But what was y'all process of really vetting? We'll just use me. What was y'all process of vetting me to say, okay, this guy legit, he not over here trying to screw people and mess over our community? Because that's important. Because we have a lot of people that get tricked out of money all the time, man.
We ain't gonna lie. We thought you was one of them people like we was talking about earlier. You had a lot of value. You was talking fast, talking nice, talking good, but like we was like, hey man, let's check this guy out. Went on his Instagram, he had one picture, was like, oh, whoa. Because you gotta be honest, the scammers, they talk great.
Boy, best conversation.
I get it.
They the best ones with, man, I know they be coming off so fast because that's what they do. They scam, If you a scammer, you got to be good. You got to be great. So we like, And I don't know, bro. Let's go see what this cat talking about on Instagram. You had one picture.
You're like, whoa.
Like, this is definitely a scam. You know what I'm saying? Because most people that what you're talking about, they showing something. They got some type of online presence or some type of social media presence. Because that's where we at now in business. If you don't have no social media, like I ain't fucking with you.
I put videos of IG on IG and stuff, doing work, just showing what I do. But I guess I just don't. I lean too much on what I can do and not tell what I know. So I'm gonna let my work speak for me instead of speaking for my work.
And I love that, but it's slow.
I like it too.
It's just slow.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
You need presentation to expedite your you do the real work, but now you need marketing.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the only way you're gonna market is with presentation.
Mm-hmm. And you gotta start every job you're going, you gotta record. Look, this is what we about to do. The customer wanted this. We here, we showed up. We about to dig this hole. 8 foot. We gotta put 4-inch pipe connected to a 3-inch. We're gonna use a boot, whatever. Just explain all of it. Show a video, post it. That's it. Now it's showing that you're credible, you really know what you're talking about. It's understanding. Now you explaining to the customer what you're doing, explain to everybody else what you're doing. And that's all you gotta do. You can even do them things Byron be doing. What's that stuff when you be moving on fast and stuff? A loop video?
Time lapse. Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you do that, bro, that's fire. They can actually see you doing the work.
Yeah, definitely.
That's all you gotta do.
I'm gonna get it together.
Absolutely.
I appreciate all the advice though, for sure.
No doubt. But it is what it is, man.
Pulling up though.
Yeah, having a conversation.
A lot of people got the same issues you got. I don't care if it's from eyelashes to plumbing to bricks to building houses. Every business. A lot of people got that problem. Shit, I had that problem at one point.
Hey, pride and ego will hold you back. I am willing.
Every time.
I want to learn, and I'm okay with everybody knowing my flaws because I'm gonna fix them, and y'all might be the ones to help me.
Absolutely. And at the end of the day, you win when you get better.
Mm-hmm.
That's what people don't understand. You win when you get better. So at the end of the day, that's all that matters. We all on a personal development growth journey. We all are. And shout out to us.
I got a question with that. Y'all think that's a people thing that we price ourselves lower? Or y'all think it's a black people thing? What y'all think?
I think it's a people thing. I think it's a confidence thing. That's what I think. Confidence and
arrogant. I don't even know why I don't. When it comes to like that, I'm confident. I just don't talk about it much. I just do it.
Another thing, a lot of people don't like to ask for a lot of money either. A lot of people nervous, scared.
That's
like
true.
what Bam was saying. It's a $10,000 job. I ain't about to tell these people it's 10,000.
But I don't know. I just like, man, ain't no way I pay for that.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I used to be like that too. Ain't no fucking way I'm paying for this shit. So for real.
Yeah.
Like it's so many times I get quotes for like electrical. They be saying like 15,000. I'm like, bro, people really paid it for this?
Bruh, yeah, bruh. I think
I got
like it's only an $8,000 job. You charging people 15,000?
I rewired the whole house for $1,500 and plugged it.
Jesus. My
like I really got
you
a
need to
quote
move
for
to Houston. That's
15,000.
what you need to do. I ain't gonna hold you. You need to move to Houston, bro. We can do business. You hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, but just keeping it real. I would say it's a confidence. It's a confidence in what you're doing. But I also think it's also I think presentation plays a part, marketing plays a part, and maybe that may not need to be what you do. You probably need to let wifey, right? Wifey probably need to be on the phone talking pricing.
Yeah.
Her prices be making.
So you got somebody to blame when you show up to the job. You be
Absolutely.
like, man, I don't know what she be talking
I don't
about.
know what.
I don't know what the price is. I just show up for work.
I just show up for work.
That's actually what we talked about a week ago. That way we could do it kind of like when we do real estate, you know, you blame it on the sales manager.
Yeah. So you want to show up? Me personally, I would say when you show up to the job, be like, I'm just the worker. I don't know what they got going on.
I don't know what they got going on.
Tell me what I had to do. That's
I'm gonna get your plumbing right though.
Yeah. I won't even show up as an owner. I show up as an employee. I'm the manager or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I got to work on. I don't know if it's a happy to own it thing, so I show up, you know, prideful or what it is, but I got
pride ownership is a motherfucker, boy. That's a hell of a goal. That's good though. That's a good thing because you're gonna care about your customer. But at the end of the day, I think you know, putting people and systems in place, like what Ruby was talking about earlier, may be the play for you. Everything I've heard you say, I think from my purview, what will change your business will be presentation, a little bit of some systems and processes, right? And maybe not you negotiating the prices and maybe allowing somebody else to help you with that. Just to try it out, see if it worked. Not only you may get a high price, and after it work a couple times, you may be like, you know what, I got this now. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna charge them what it is. And if you document it, make it look nice and professional, make people feel comfortable to do business with you, that can be a game changer.
I say another thing with the low prices, man. A lot of people, they just be needing some money, bro. Like they don't want to turn down jobs. If you present a high price, they be like, let me get my husband. We're gonna talk about it. They ain't finna award you the job. Like a lot of people just they want jobs. So they be like, I know you got a quote for 10,000. I heard if you knock it out for 3. You know what I'm saying? You ever read through that, Bram?
I done did that.
Cause you get you got to quote more jobs when you charge the higher prices. Cause most people gonna turn it down.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm guilty of it. I know 100%. I have heard what they charge and says my little mental person up there said, shit, we finna beat that. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get a job real quick, but I just gotta get out of that and not, you know, get out the poverty mindset and not need that couple $100 that I don't need anyway.
Yes, indeed.
All money ain't good money.
Oh, hell, sometimes you don't even get the money after the job.
My Jesus. All money ain't good money, and all customers are not your customer. A lot of time we spend a lot of time on a customer that ain't
wasting
for us.
time.
That customer ain't
I know
for
a
us.
customer not for me.
Yeah. The faster you know the customer ain't for you, the better you can serve the one it is. Yeah. What you got, Al?
This is for Bam. Like, is there a job that's a certain price point where you just won't do it? I don't know if I missed that because I've been multitasking the last about 20 minutes, but is there a job where someone say, yeah, I need XYZ done, and you say, yeah, that ain't worth my time to do? Or do you just do any job that what people need?
Yes. Is there? No. I go do it 75 next 10 minutes I don't know why.
Well, you got to start looking at that, man, because time is money. So you got to drive there. So you got fuel costs. Okay. What if you're missing a part? Now you got to go get that part. It just, you know, you should have a minimum of what you need to net per hour. And if it doesn't yield that, you shouldn't do it. Because right now you're doing more than thinking. And if you want to really do this at a high level and eventually scale your plumbing business, you have to think more than do. And then once you've done the thinking, now you've been concentrating on the doing. Right?
You saying lean less on the work ethic and more on the knowledge and experience and
No. You have to have work ethic to be a plumber, bro. There's no way around that, right? That's why it's a highly coveted license. Like, you're going to get paid. But the problem is you're working more than thinking. And you have to earn the right to do that, meaning you've critically thought through your pricing methodology. You critically thought through what's the least amount you have to net per hour to even do a job.
Mm-hmm.
Once you figure out those metrics, now you can focus on doing what you love, and that's the work. I can already tell you don't like the critically thinking part, and to be fair, most people don't either. It don't matter if it's plumbing, insurance, real estate. We just want to do and see shit happen. The critically thinking part is not the not so fun part. But unfortunately, that's the most important part. And if you get that right, then you can enjoy the executing part, which I can tell is what you enjoy. But you got to critically think, man. If you don't know your numbers, what you need to net per hour to even do a job,
Mhm.
and you'll just do any job, you could be losing money on that job.
Yeah. See, I always just break down. I go like, I'll say, okay, how much do I need in parts? How much I need in paying my guys? And I'll be honest, I do a lot of jobs and don't pay myself.
Oh,
Yeah, you lost money.
Lord.
You lost money.
Yeah,
That's
I just
the
make,
point. You lost money.
and I pay the business back, and me, I'm okay.
Nah, we
So
can't
you
have
need
that
to be
mindset,
making.
man. You can't win like
So
that,
you need to
Bam.
be. Yeah. So you need to be making money on every employee. So if you pay every employee, let's just say $10 an hour, your company need to be making at least $25 to $30 an hour.
We do.
Yeah, the employees can't make more than the company.
We do
right?
pay for performance.
So
So
how that work?
P for P is, so if we go to a job and say I bid a job and I say, okay, well, my labor on this job is going to be $1,000. And if I got two guys for that $1,000, that's probably a day or maybe a day job at most. So I say, okay, well, after I cut my part, I'll get paid $200, $300, and I got this part for them. Whether they do it in 2 hours or if they do it all day, that's they pay. So you get paid for higher performance levels. So you can go in and making $80 an hour, $90 an hour, because we set the labor out for the job, not for per hour. So that way they incentivize to keep coming and, working hard for me and getting it done right.
So I got a question. So let's just say that job costs $1,000. That's paying you two guys. How much you gonna charge the customer?
Yeah, probably about 14.
Shit, you gotta charge them at least $2,000 because 1,000 goes to the business, 1,000 goes to real labor. Now you made 1,000 profit just on the labor.
So you saying about double? Okay, I got you.
Because your business has to pay the employees. Your business has to make money off the employees.
Facts.
Okay.
Like when I had a job, they was making like $120 an hour, and I was only getting 44. So they profiting straight out the gate.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when you have room for raises
and for marketing.
Everything.
Because you'll never be able to market if you rob it, if you just making ends meet.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you definitely got to increase the labor. Shit, some people charge more material. The material may be $500. They may say material $600, $700. Because it costs for you to go pick it up. It costs for you to get on the phone and make the order. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a lot of things you got to look at too.
I've been in the field so long that I built so many, relationships with supply houses and stuff that I get material, pennies on the dollar. You go to
you got to charge your customer the retail rate. You don't give them your price.
I always give it to them like a little bit below or right at. I just don't never charge them the right price for it or go up for it.
You got to charge them the retail price because if they go to Lowe's and Home Depot, they're going to pay $8 for a pipe. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I guess I try to be too morally correct and it end up hurting me at the same time.
Yeah. Well, morally, God said to be fruitful and multiply. You can't be fruitful without a seed. So if you take everything, right, this is what I'm breaking down. In order for a tree to continue to produce fruit, right, the tree got to produce seeds.
Mm-hmm.
What is seeds analogous to? Money.
Profit.
And so in order for growth, you have to produce to be fruitful and multiply. And God, that's what God wants us to do. So if you're thinking about it from a moral standpoint, God wants you to be fruitful and multiply. And the only way to do it is if you make enough money. Not only, you got to look at it like this here, because it's not that you're just making more money to put in your pocket, but you're making more money so you can help more people. Yeah. Because now you can market successfully. Now you can also satisfy your Maslow's hierarchy of needs, meaning the basic things that you need, right, to sustain you and your household, right? And then you can market to help other people, and you can potentially put yourself in a situation with better marketing. You can attract the customer that you really want instead of settling for the customer that don't even appreciate what you got to offer.
That's a fact. That's it. You right. All y'all been right. Like I said, my goal has always been I want to have the highest paid employees, and I can't do that without making more money. I want all my employees compensated and highly paid and appreciated.
Yeah, and if you making more money on their work, you can be like, look, man, here y'all Christmas bonus. Boom.
Boom.
It's already there. You don't have to come out your pocket. Look, man, y'all been working hard as hell here, extra 100.
Man, don't say the extra 100. You try to play me from what they gave me for Christmas.
I'm just saying, no, extra 100 just for the job. Like, man, I appreciate y'all. Y'all been working hard, man. Here, y'all supposed to get 500. I give y'all an extra 100 in there.
No,
That's go a long way. Your workers will start appreciating you. They gonna be loyal. You know what I'm saying?
They gave me $100 for the whole year last year. They made me depressed.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Go get your turkey looking at it.
Yeah.
That is hilarious. Listen, man, this has been a wonderful conversation. As always, we did not get a chance to finish all our talking points. We was able to stop at customer satisfaction, networking, and collaborating is going to be that next piece. We still got to cover networking, collaboration. We still got to cover investing in talent the right way. We still got to systems. We still got to cover adapt to market trends. We still got to cover maintaining financial discipline. We probably need to reach out to AO on that one.
So we need if y'all want a part 3, man, put a flame in the chat, man.
Yeah,
because this has been a fruitful conversation.
Fruitful. You know what
I'm
saying?
I've enjoyed it, man. I was supposed to be doing some work. I'm about to work a little later, but it was worth the. Sometimes you got to invest in others, man. And this was definitely worth. How can I say it? Being able to invest in you, Bam Bam, and just kind of have you think differently has been worth the. I guess 2.5 hours I've invested on this call because I've done a very little bit of work, but the impact that I think we all made on you today, for me, I would say is definitely worth that investment, brother. Absolutely.
I appreciate it 100%. And it won't go in vain because I do take massive action and everything. And once I get my L's, man, y'all gotta let me get one of them bids on one of y'all projects one day.
Man, come on, man. You know I'm ready.
You will never.
Yeah.
Especially at them prices, shit.
And then with Byron with the sermon, I want to say, and let the church say amen.
Amen. I'm just saying, you know.
That's
Listen,
funny.
if you enjoyed today's show, go ahead and put a fire emoji in the chat after you hit that like button. Button.
Subscribe button too.
The subscribe button. And if you're feeling real froggy, jump and grab that old membership real quick. Just jump and grab that. You know, if you're feeling froggy, you know what I'm saying? You can grab that too, you know. Yeah. But listen, we're here to add impact. We will have to do a part 3 to this series. Matter of fact, if you want to hear part 3, because we just scratched the surface. We underestimated how much we'd be able to cover on this one, grossly.
Yeah, we did. We thought we was gonna get all this done in one show.
Yeah, this ain't a one show.
Not even 2 shows. Might be 4 or 5.
So
there's a lot that go with it though.
Yes, indeed. So if you guys want to hear more about, these foundational business principles of building a real empire, running that 7-figure business, right? Then go ahead and put a number 1 in the chat because I want to finish this out.
The flames already.
I want to finish this out. We still haven't covered, and I still feel like we got some more to tackle on this customer satisfaction piece. Because we haven't talked about how to identify that customer, how to fully service that customer, right? And how to avoid customers that ain't our customers. I think a lot of times we spend a lot of time. What is that? What is that natural inclination, Al, to spend so much time and stress on folk that ain't your people? Knowing who ain't your people and who your people is a critical piece of business.
Homo, fear of missing out.
And I don't know, man, but I don't even want to say this because this is just horrible. But
talk about it.
Man, say it, man. Go ahead.
Nah, man. Sometimes you just gotta fire customers, man. You know, I straight up tell a customer, man, listen, man, you got one vehicle insured with me. You don't pay your bill on time, and you in here causing a fuss because your bill went up $8 a month. This probably ain't the agency for you. It's not. I want to talk about how we can help you understand where you're losing money unknowingly and unexpectedly, like bad spending habits. Let's fix that and put that into a financial vehicle that's going to help you get to your destination, meaning you are adding more net worth to your household. And we can do that through a plethora of options. That's what I want to talk about. I don't want to talk about why your bill went up $8 and you got one automobile, right? That ain't my customer. I'm just being honest. It's not. That's the wrong mentality. Sometimes you have to train customers how to think, but sometimes you have to meet customers for where they are. And also you got to be honest, like, hey, this is the market dynamics. I don't control inflation, but if vehicles are up 30, 40%, who you think's paying for those vehicles when they're totaled? It's the insurance company, all insurance companies. So eventually you're going to get that tab probably a year to 2 years later. That's just kind of what happens. Y'all should, and this is for anybody. If y'all watch the news, if insurance companies lose money, everyone's going to pay for it the next year or the year after that. This is how it works. They have to fill that bank account back up so that they can pay claims the next time, right?
Yeah,
that's just math and
my
economics
insurance
and really understanding that. So I like, educating customers, but I'm not going to spend not even 10 minutes seeing what we can do to lower your bill $4 because there ain't much I can do on that. Right? I'm just being honest.
People can't call about $4, man.
Shit. Listen, man. I'm telling you.
I was just saying.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that insurance is going up and up, boy.
Boy, it's going up.
But at the end of the day, you gotta have it. What you gonna do? Not have insurance? Come on now.
We in North Carolina like that, so I'm good with it.
It's everywhere.
Listen.
But man, we had a phenomenal show, man.
We did. I have really enjoyed it because I actually gained some insight on this one. I love those.
Sure. Make sure y'all come back for the next one.
Yes,
Tuesday,
indeed.
6:30 a.m. Central. Make sure y'all check out 10K.com. Free savings and earnings report. You might as well get it. It's free. We all know like
10K.com. Gotta get it,
man. Go check it out, man. We're talking about money. Talking about money, wealth. Paying off houses, getting cheaper debt. So everybody should be checking it out. I need a nice CRM system. Taskify. Just go taskifycrm.com. Go check that out. Everything we're talking about. The CRM system. I'm sure Al looking at a CRM system right now.
You use a discount. You get a discount too, right?
I'm looking at
NSC.
2 contracts right now.
NSC?
But it depends. So in insurance stuff, I use Salesforce.
See?
Yeah, that's what we use on that.
You gotta have it.
Yeah, got to.
Yeah. Well, you got some final words, B. Y'all got any final words, anybody?
Man, look, shout out to all the black plumbers, all the plumbers, period. We need more electricians. Where y'all at? We need, yeah. And we also need more than anything. And that'll be another show. We'll talk about that later. But listen, man, I just want to say shout out to Bam for coming up, man. I appreciate you allowing people to, because I know you helped a lot of people today with just your transparency. Because a lot of people are afraid to talk about the real. And I just wanted to let you know we appreciate that. And I know you helped a lot of people today. And so with that being said, man, we're going to let our sponsor take us on out, man. We got Taskify in the building, helping people organize, stay organized, and run up a bag.
Sign up for their free demo.
Absolutely.
Check it out.
What's up, y'all? So most people struggle with sales. A lot of us in real estate, and we struggle with our sales. We struggle with follow-up, we struggle with leads, and we just basically missing out on deals. For me, I just got on Taskify CRM. They send messages out for you. And look, a lot of us have work. When you get off of work, you have hot leads ready for you. Make sure you check out Taskify CRM. I'm telling you, it automatically replies for you. And look, it sends you multiple messages. Like we talking about drip campaigns, so you're not missing out on the lead follow-up. So make sure you check out Taskify CRM. Use coupon code NoStingyEnergy to get 10% off. I'm about to show y'all inside my CRM so I can see how it really works. Make sure y'all check it out. Peace.